What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This is an automotive podcast about cars. I'm your host, Matt Farah. Before we get into it, let me talk to you for a second about StockX. And if you love watches like I love watches, you got to know about StockX. Why? StockX is the world's first online stock market of things for high-demand consumer products, including sneakers, watches, and handbags. StockX connects buyers and sellers using the same methodology as the world's stock markets, an anonymous live bid-ask market. All products are physically authenticated by StockX, allowing participants to focus on the transparency of data available, including real-time market pricing, in-depth market analysis, individual portfolio tracking, historical sales, and volume metrics. That means no stressing about shady buyers and sellers, no lengthy descriptions, and no blurry pictures to decipher. All you have to worry about is finding the watch you want and placing a bid you feel comfortable with. StockX makes buying and selling watches online a lot better. Trust me, give it a try yourself at StockXWatches.com. That's StockXWatches.com. This episode is also brought to you by Beeline Coffee. I drink it every day, every morning. It's the roasted tire, and it's delicious. It's got actually quite a lot of caffeine in it. Notes of blackberry and raspberry. It's a medium roast. I love it. It's available in the Beeline Coffee store. Use code TST at Beeline Coffee and get 15% off your entire order, no matter how big or how small. Code TST at BeelineCoffee.com. Lastly, if you're in Los Angeles this Thursday, myself, Cameron Weiss, and the Watch and Listen podcast, the show we do about watches, are hosting a car watch meetup at Weiss Watch Company in Torrance, California. I don't do a lot of meetups, but this is going to be a good one. I want to hear your stories about your cars and your watches. It's October 4th, 7 to 9 p.m. at Weiss Watch Company in Torrance. RSVP to info@weisswatchcompany.com. All right. On this episode of the podcast, Jonny Lieberman is back in studio. He's been doing Best Driver's Car. We both drove the Aventador SVJ. He went to Italy to see that new Ferrari Monoposto. Good stuff. He also brought some delicious bourbon, and we get a little bit drank on this one. It's a good show. Jonny Lieberman from Motor Trend on the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's do a show. You ready, Jonny?
I was born ready,
and
bro.
A 3, and a 2, and a 1. It's a show!
Hey!
Smoking Tire Podcast. Hello, everybody. Hello, live people. Hello, recorded at home people. What is happening? Jonny Lieberman is pouring the whiskey.
That's right.
It's 3 in the afternoon. Why can't we start drinking right now?
Well,
look,
it's for radio, right?
No, totally. And we're not video now. This is a real I think. Oh no. We may have to start the show again.
Oh, that's okay.
Let's see what happened.
The health
is good. Maybe it came back. I'm afraid to reset this. The preview came back. Uh-oh. R.I.P. stream. Oh no, come back. Come back. Oh shit. Oh no. I'm not let's try and reset. Dead stream back. Okay. Just in case, because when we do it live, the stream's actually recorded on YouTube.
Right.
Okay, so just in case, it says we have good stream health. Start the show over. 3, 2, 1. Smoking Tire Podcast. Hello.
Hello.
If you're just listening live, we're doing 30 seconds over because the stream took a poo. But we're here. It's Jonny Lieberman from Shit. Oh no. Oh no. What has gone on here? Is our internet just Phuket?
Crashed again. Huh.
What can I do about this? What can I do about this? Oh, boy. Huh. I'm not really sure how to solve this problem, honestly.
The health is good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's bad. I don't really know what to do.
Now it's bad.
Nah, don't worry about bad. Bad is okay.
Okay.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually turn my phone off, even if it's just taking like a little tiny bit of the data in here. And I fucking hate life, but it only messed up on the intro. Don't do the intro. fucking Smoking Tire Podcast. Jonny Lieberman. Third time's the charm.
That's right, baby.
Please stream. Don't go down on us. We need you, buddy.
I'm telling you, man, ever since I got off the 10, it's been like horrible, like cell service, phone
This
service.
is a black hole of cell service here.
so weird, yeah, like-
the new building is going to have the super fiber optic,
Right.
internet,
Yeah.
like the fucking zillion up,
Right,
zillion down. But to install that here, they wanted $10,000. And I was like, in a rental office? No.
Right,
I don't have a Motor Trend budget. Your guys would just be like, yes.
No, they wouldn't do that. They don't like to spend. The reason we have so much money is they don't like to spend it.
They keep it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What
man.
have
Good
you
to
brought?
see you.
It was
let's take a little
unnecessary,
sip.
but...
Tell me what you think.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
That is so smooth.
It's delicious.
That's so good. And it's
All
a
right.
really, it's kind of got a dark, I don't know if you can see, it's got a dark color to it.
It's a rye.
It's a rye.
Show
and
'em-
what is it?
show 'em that.
Exactly.
All right, so this is Whistlepig. So Whistlepig is a little rye distillery in Vermont. The thing is, they don't actually sell anything they've distilled yet, so they buy all their stuff from somewhere else. They buy it from somewhere.
Wait, so they're so new that they don't have any of their own shit ready yet?
Yeah,
Is
and
that
that's
the thing?
super common. That's
Yeah.
that's how most new distilleries operate.
How interesting.
Yeah. So they buy their stuff from somewhere in Canada. So we're actually drinking Canadian rye. This is our 10-year, and what they do is they do these wonderful little barrel picks. So K&L, they sell as K&L Wine Merchants, and they sell
K&L Wines. Let's
Yep.
see. The special, is this it? 10
No,
years straight
no.
Y?
Neither of them.
No,
that
neither-
one's close, but
Well, I just want a picture of it. That's all. I
Yeah.
don't want an approximation for the folks at home.
That's basically it. That's basically it. But
Roughly.
But this is just what they sell, and you can see here. Hang on a second. It's 100 proof.
If you zoom in, it's on the 100
Yeah,
proof
100,
there.
100 proof, right?
Yeah, 100. What's
So
that?
What we're drinking is 115.8 proof.
Is it a barrel proof?
It's a barrel proof, and it's a store pick. And so K&L, what they did was they picked out 4 barrels, and they released them 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is the first of the 4. Mm-hmm. And I bought a lot of them. And
How many bottles are in a barrel again?
Depends. It can be anywhere.
Oh, because it evaporates, right?
Yeah.
So over time.
So it could be, I've seen as many as 200 bottles. I've seen as few as like 37 on really old
37.
stuff.
That's not much.
Yeah, so 10-year, you're probably talking like 160 bottles a barrel.
Fucking great.
No, it's
dude.
delicious. Yeah,
That's so nice.
It's so caramely. It's so
God,
good.
it is. Caramely is the right word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super
Bring that
good.
mic a little closer to your face, bro.
Yeah.
Really shove it in your mouth like a cock. Here's what I want to taste is the after. Can I do an after water taste as
Yeah.
well to see the follow up?
Yeah, but what I want to say is another reason I brought K&L is the guy that owns this place, or one of the owners, I should say, his name's Trey, came up to me at a restaurant, Taylor's in Koreatown, the greatest steakhouse in LA. And he's
Really?
like, hey, man, big fan, blah, blah.
Last time you sent me to a restaurant, it was fucking great.
Good.
It was Jitlada.
Oh, yeah.
And it was banging.
That's the greatest type. Yeah.
What's this place? Taylor's?
Taylor's. Yeah, it's in Koreatown. It's a steakhouse. It's amazing. Anyways, he had a son with him. We talked about cars. He asked my advice on, are you sitting down, Matt? He bought the car I told him to buy.
No.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that happens.
I've given car
Voted
advice.
best steakhouse in LA by Jonny Lieberman.
Yeah, Taylor's is awesome.
I like that their cow imagery is like a really fucking fat cow.
Oh, it's delicious. Taylor's is so good.
Really?
It's so
All right.
classic. It's
New-
plus
new recommendation
it's
from Jonny.
so classic. Like it's like leather chairs over your head.
Oh, I love that shit.
The wait, they've all died off, but when I started going like 20 years ago, all the waiters have been there since the 40s.
Career waiter.
Yeah. And it's just, and you can wear a T-shirt, and it's a super fancy steakhouse.
Oh,
it's
I
just
love it.
so LA. Like it used to be, the USC football team would eat their Friday night meals there. It's it's awesome. Anyways,
Brad.
so this guy, okay, 2 things. One, everyone asks me what should I buy, and no matter what I tell them, they get a Prius.
Well,
Number
they don't
2,
want it because all they want is for you to tell them that the thing they want isn't a complete hunk of shit. That's really enough.
Yeah, but this guy bought a Camaro 1LE SS.
Oh,
or
and it's
SS
a good
1LE.
fucking car
Yeah,
too.
and he tracks it. Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
And I'm like, he told me that. I was in the store, and I'm like, no, that never, like, in my life, that has never happened.
Yeah.
My best friends, I'm like, you should get this. And they're like, I got a Prius V.
My friend just bought a Prius. He loves it.
No, he doesn't.
He does because he hates cars. He's not a car friend.
Yeah, but even if you hate cars, there's nothing to love about a Prius. It's like, you can be like, I'm not paying a lot of money in gas.
That's what he loves. He
Yeah, but
loves
who loves that? You don't
just
love that.
someone without much money. And you know what he likes? He works in the marijuana industry.
Yeah.
And he carries weight around all the time, and he likes being invisible. In LA, he's invisible in that car. He likes that.
But so's like a 10-year-old Camry for less money.
Totally. Speaking of which, I was driving downtown the other night with Hannah, and I fucking went 3 lanes over on the 10 freeway to get a glimpse at what must have been the cleanest 2-door Camry on the fucking planet. Like a 94 Camry 2-door. I haven't seen one of those in years.
Pre-Solara,
yeah. And it was so clean. It had the stock chromes, and they were clean, too. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. Somebody loved that.
I put it on Instagram, by the way. If you follow me on Instagram.
It's so fucking good.
It's amazing.
Wait, hang on. Let me give you some love for the people. Follow Jonny Lieberman on Instagram. Johnny's Instagram is really fun, actually. You're one of my favorite follows on Instagram.
Well, this...
What are we looking at? What's this?
This guy was like crowding my lane, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Slicks and skinnies.
And he's got 22s
on the back and a donut on the front.
But it wasn't like he was going to the tire shop. Like I followed this guy. This guy came out of a parking lot with me.
Yeah.
And he was just smashing into me like the whole way down the street.
You think his alignment is a little off?
I just think 18s give you they pull.
Yeah.
It's going to pull to the left.
Yeah,
18.
He's got
or 17 and
18. He's got one.
Yeah. I didn't see the other side. He could have several.
Oh, I love your Instagram. You're one of the few people
you.
whose Instagrams I really like.
Thank you. I try to make it all car stuff that's interesting.
Bro, I only follow you for cars.
All right, no politics.
I've had a real issue with my own Instagram.
Right.
It doesn't make me feel good.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Like positive reinforcement goes in one ear and out the other, and negative reinforcement really sticks. And I've been doing 2018 is like a year of self-improvement for me, like losing weight, quitting smoking pot. I'm building this fucking thing over here to get myself some independence from the internet. I'm trying to do shit that's good for me and good for the future. I'm genuinely considering disabling comments on Instagram. Like, my dad had the pimpest move ever in the 90s when cell phones were kind of first a thing, and he had the StarTAC flip phone. He would turn it on, make a call, and then turn it back off. And he would only turn it on to make calls.
Right.
And he would say, this is for me to talk to them and not for them to talk to me.
Right.
And I'm starting to feel that way about my Instagram.
So I like your Instagram a lot. You suffer the same thing I suffer from. I think anyone on the internet suffers from is that people will jump on and say the most insane things. And you can take the time to say, well, actually, I've been doing this professionally, meaning someone actually pays me money for my opinion. Not,
right.
Not that I'm...
Not I just throw it on a whatever.
There's some value to what I'm saying. I sort of know what I'm saying. And here's why you're wrong.
I'm on assignment for somebody.
Right. And so you can say, that is the case, and here's why you're wrong. Or you do what I do, and I'm just really harsh and no, dumb. And so...
I do that too, but it just... Whether I quote win or quote lose or whatever, I don't feel good at the end of it.
I guess my thing is because it's only cars, it's fine for me.
Well, that's how I feel about my YouTube comments.
Right.
They're insane and crazy, but they roughly surround the topic at hand, whereas the Instagram comments can get very personal.
Well, the one that I was
more importantly, I don't make any fucking money.
You don't make any money. That's true.
That's why I don't need it in my life,
because
it doesn't pay me. I'll take shit like Super Chat. You want to log into the Super Chat and pay me $5 to call me an asshole?
Right.
Fucking go ahead.
Take the $5.
But I ain't gonna do it for free.
The one I was looking at some of yours, and they were pretty depressing the other day. It was the stuff where you're pouring concrete at the new place, and people are like, "That guy's not wearing a hard hat."
Everyone's an engineer.
First of all, yeah, exactly. Every single person who follows you is a structural engineer with a PhD in fucking concrete setting. And number two, but what kind of a narky little shit is this guy's not wearing a hard hat?
That guy tagged the wrong OSHA.
Right. No, but that's the thing is
some Indian guy named OSHA.
But let's say he tagged the right OSHA.
Yeah.
He could actually shut you down.
Yeah.
Because they don't care.
He got banned.
No, understandable, but that would bum me out. That because we
yeah.
get that once in a while where it's we'll make a video and Jeff and I are driving around on a track and people are like, oh, you're not wearing a helmet, because the way we film is you're not going balls out while you're filming on the track, and then you cut and the car you see sliding sliders on fire.
That's a different car.
That's
Or
different.
it's the same
It's
car, but
different,
it's a cut.
Different take. Yeah. No one gets that. And it's just like, and I lost a friend.
Look, someone just paid me $5 to say you ruin everything.
That's Sean Keeley.
Oh, okay. A friend? He can say-
he's a great friend.
Okay, cool.
He's a super good guy. He's actually in the Army right now. I think he's shipping out to like some horrible.
Oh man, stay safe, Sean.
To Korea, not actually
Oh, okay.
South Korea. Well,
bring back some Samsung.
He could totally die though. So,
You could.
like,
We'll get up to super chat later. If you guys
All right,
want to ask us car questions, get in the super chat. Wait, but no, people asking about people calling you out. Like with the construction, it's like, look, if I am doing a car review and I throw some shit out there, and I was doing a stream of consciousness and I'm wrong or I'm off or whatever, fine.
Right.
But like, you got to understand how many experts I've paid to get this right.
Oh, well, first of all, no one understands building in LA. Like, you don't just decide today and do it tomorrow. You decide 7 years ago.
It is
go through. Yeah,
horrible.
It's horrible.
And you know what the other really crazy one is with the construction is for every person who has expressed interest in being a customer, and there have been many.
Right.
Someone else has tried to sell me something. It's tiles or it's furniture or it's glass.
Yeah.
And the problem is if those people knew anything about construction, they would see the image that I've presented and understand, oh, they're at this point, bids are in. Bids are done. That shit is over. There's no more supplier shopping at this point.
So. Right.
So anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure
my contractor calls me. My contractor's chill as fuck. I love it. All the four most important people on this building besides me are all named Richard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my kid's name.
My architect,
nice.
both contractors, and my site supervisor are all fucking Richard.
Bunch of
and
dicks.
so
That's awesome.
one of the dicks will call me and go, bro, your fucking comments are hilarious. These people are such assholes.
I was shocked. So anyways, back to the Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe do this. Just keep it to cars because you do everything. You're like, I'm on vacation.
Well, I like,
this.
I like to be me, and I like to have a show. And maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that's the wrong answer.
I used to like struggle on Instagram, and then I decided Chris Singh, my buddy Chris Singh, he's like, cars. Don't talk about anything other than cars, and it won't bum you out. It's like the second it's like you put up a picture of your wife, and someone's like, she's fucking ugly.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you. You ruined my day.
Yeah,
like,
I know exactly what you mean.
And it's not because my wife's ugly. It's because I just can't believe you're such an asshole.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So,
and maybe I should try that.
Give it a shot. Although that said, I love your watch content, and I'm personally fascinated by the building. So
the construction porn I really like. It's cool. I'm so excited about the construction porn.
You should be. Yeah.
And the construction porn is the best marketing value that I can do. You know, it's every time I post a picture of the site, I get 3 emails of people who want to be on the list.
So you do get paid from Instagram.
From that, yeah.
Well,
did you see? You saw the rendering, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen
the
everything.
fly-through.
Yeah, it's killer.
Here, the fly-through we can. Oh boy, we can pull this up. I don't know if people haven't seen it yet. Let's just go through it just once, real quick. Check this out. Yeah. West Side Collector Car Storage. One of the dicks put this big fucking F in metal in front of it, and he was like, "I put your name on the building, bro." He's like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "You know what?
It's kind of cool.
I think it's kind of cool, actually.
Cool. It's also nice colors. Like it makes like
there's some contrast and stuff.
Yeah,
and what's neat about this, if I pause here, so check at the bottom of the screen here is your front entrance off of Centinela. What isn't really rendered expertly in this back corner here is that you can drive a 48-foot trailer straight through the building.
Not rendered at all.
Yeah, and you can unload the car inside the building so no one sees it and continue on down the alley straight out the back with the trailer. So that was like super important to me. And
for the kids paying attention at home. There is a group of men that exist that they don't necessarily have mistresses, but they hide cars from their wives, and that's probably going to be half your clientele.
It's a much bigger group than you think.
Oh no, I know all about it. I was going to do a story about it, and then these guys were like, "Please don't,
please don't."
Yeah,
please don't
my wife knows I read Motor Trend. Like, please. Please don't, because it's crazy. But and also they hide it in case because they do have mistresses in case of divorce.
Right,
they've got these cars off the.
Well,
books.
You remember the Amel story, right? One of my favorite stories of all time.
Which one?
Amel, my old piece of shit boss, who's now sitting in federal prison.
Rightfully so.
He tried to get divorced. Or he did get divorced. He told me that I had a 430 Scuderia, which was new at the time.
I remember it.
And he goes, I got to ship it back to New York, but I got to go. Can you come grab it and keep it at your house? And a truck will be there in 4 or 5 days and pick it up. okay, no
Sure,
problem.
boss. Yeah.
I rolled it a little bit. I cruised around.
Yeah.
It's a lovely car. Well, a week goes by, nothing. 2 weeks, nothing. 3 weeks, nothing. He's not returning my texts. This fucking thing's sitting in my garage. I don't want to drive it. It's not mine. It's just sitting there, taking up my space.
Right.
He's not returning my texts. He's not returning my calls. I have his wife's phone number from another thing, all right? So I called her. I said, Carrie.
Oh, can I just guess real quick?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be what F430, but go ahead.
Well, it's even better.
Oh, okay.
I go, Carrie, I got the Scuderia here. Emil's not picking up the phone. When is this truck coming? She goes, Scuderia? And I go, yeah. She goes, what color is it? And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? It's black. And she goes, motherfucker, and hangs up. He had a white one back. He said she didn't know about the fucking black one. And let me tell you something. A truck showed up the next day.
Oh,
but it wasn't his truck.
Right. So anyways, yeah. So you have a good business. You have a very good business.
So and I'm across the street from where the Clippers practice.
Oh,
you can imagine how this is going to go.
That's great.
So if we, so here you can see the alley on the right there where the truck would cruise off from. Here's the front. We'll skip through. This is just other angles of the front.
Yeah.
Here's where this amazing Ferrari driver that drifts the driveway in. I've worked these approach angles here to be very supercar friendly.
Right.
I've thought of all this shit.
Right.
As you go inside, we have 18 4-high stackers, and we've got two firsts. We got the first indoor quad stacking system in Los Angeles. With these quad stackers, there's two ways you can install them. In Los Angeles or anywhere else in the world. Literally, that's how it is. It's LA and the rest of the world.
And why is that?
In LA, they have to be LA certified steel and assembled by LA certified welders.
That's good, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It makes each lift 4 times the cost in LA as it is anywhere else in the world. So we have 18 of them.
But what that means is your car on the 4th floor is not going to crash down to the car on the 1st floor.
Totally. Yeah. And you wouldn't anywhere else either. But here, you won't.
That's good, though.
9.0 earthquake is what we're rated for. And we have a 3,000 gallon a minute fire system with 166 nozzles.
Wow.
So this fucker will go off like a cannoli, if something happens,
Right.
And the ones on the left and the ones on the right, you can't really see, but they're tandem deep, these ones here. So they're double deep.
Right. So if you rent one, you can put 2 cars on it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean they're individual stacks.
I see.
Front and back.
I see.
So here's going upstairs. We're gonna have the new podcast studio.
I can't wait.
Which is not shown in the rendering because it's not going to help me get customers, but that's going to be on the left, as well as my office. And then on the right, this is going to be the members' lounge with the rooftop decks. So we'll have the cigars and the bourbons here.
Good.
It's not going to be interior decorated this way. They made it kind of like modern-y and stuff. I'm going to do a little more wood and leather.
Good.
But and then these, you have a view into the toy box.
That's sweet.
These windows, I asked, are 5,400 degree fire glass. This window pane is 3 feet by 4.5 feet. It's $30,000 to do. So you see a view into the whole facility.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is going to be really rad. These racks can lift something like there's 6,000 pounds of plate. So you could get a Tahoe on there. You can't get a Raptor or a Super Duty, but you can get a Tahoe on there. The ramp going down to the basement, which we're looking at here, I designed the angles of it specifically so you could do a C6 Corvette ZR1
the lowest
straight
thing in the
down.
world.
The lowest thing in the world.
Right. Actually, I would say a Lamborghini Aventador SV might actually even be crappier.
It has nose lift, doesn't it?
Some do, some don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I tried to do the... Oh, there we go. Super chat. Sorry. I tried to do the lowest car you could find without nose lift.
Yeah.
And this was a year and a half ago.
I'm just having driven one without nose lift around LA, like, it was hysterical. Like, basically, there's like 8 little metal clips that hold on this totally like disposable piece of crap little lip thing. All 8 were just, the metal was just gone. They were just like scraped off.
Let's since you bring up SV,
you want
to talk about Savage?
Oh, dude,
Savage. We'll go to your Instagram.
You're gonna be so mad at me.
Did you not like it?
Oh no, I liked it a lot more than everybody else who drove it.
I liked it too.
No, but you're not asking why.
Why did you like it?
Why would I like it more than any other American? What was different about
you
my
got to drive it on the
experience?
street. Yeah. So when I went to Estoril, I only got to drive it at Estoril,
and
Well,
And
Estoril
was a problem.
They repaved it.
Yeah.
And it was slickered and greased owl shit.
Yeah, and they took the car off of the Trofeo-Rs and put it on street tires,
Right.
courses, and it was still horrible. Not horrible, but it was a handful, right?
It's interesting that, the word horrible and handful, or it's interesting to use those terms. Lamborghini was very apologetic. They didn't know about repaving,
Yeah.
and Mauricio
Yeah.
was like so apologetic about
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they're rightly so, maybe.
Rightly so, because this is supposed to be this like stud,
Totally.
beat the GT2 RS,
Totally.
tire, and then it was literally a greased track.
It was greasy.
There's
On the
no
other
rubber
hand,
on the track.
Counterpoint, Johnny
Yes,
Lieberman.
yes.
I liked it loose.
Yeah.
I thought that because it was loose,
Yeah.
it really accentuated that you could throttle steer the car.
Yes.
Which is not something I've been able to do in any other Aventador.
Right.
And I thought that the balance on-off throttle at the mid-corner was like so fucking great, and it really was sharp, and it really turned in nice and rotated. And I thought the slippery track, I wasn't going for a lap time. I thought the slippery track accentuated that and allowed that to happen at a speed that was sub me hitting the wall.
Yes. So this car is so many things. It's kind of like driving a bazooka, let's be honest.
It's fucking gnarly.
Yeah,
It's
but
so fun.
I'm telling you, on the road, it's seriously, it's one of the best.
Tell me why. I didn't get to drive it on the road. Tell me why.
It's like just imagine you have like the biggest, sharpest axe in the world, and other traffic is just your murder victims.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I should point out is, so they got cops, like literally Portuguese motorcycle cops,
boy.
to kind of like, like if you go through a traffic circle, they like make sure the
Like
traffic didn't hit
presidential
you.
style?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
But we're filming, and we're filming by the beach, and it's slow, and then it's time to go, and I start following the guy, and he just whips it up to like 180,
The cop?
180 some kilometers an hour, and I'm following him. We are fucking weaving in and out of traffic, and he's like an Italian. He's
It's like Alex's gumball video
but
from
he's-
06.
Yeah, but he's like waving other traffic out of the way. He's slapping the roofs of cars, and the giant Lamborghini is awesome because the 4-wheel steering, it just shrinks.
Oh, it shrinks it down.
Dart
Yeah.
in and out.
Where'd it go? What happened? What happened?
It's
Oh, here we go.
it's such a freaking good street car.
It was
It's such a
so
good
interesting
street
was
car.
in Portugal. I was like, man, I wanted to drive it on the road. We didn't get to. I was a little disappointed in that. But I was like, how would it be on these really tight roads? Like, it is a big car.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's great.
Really?
It's so good.
Did
And-
it ride well on the bumpy stuff?
at
Estoril
100
was so smooth.
So what's 180? That's like 125,
110,
130.
115, yeah.
No, it's a little. It's like, anyways.
160 is 100.
Yeah.
So 180, 115 maybe.
Yeah.
120?
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Those speed. I wasn't paying attention. All I know is it
May I
was
have
rock.
a-
Yeah. I'll take some too. It was rocking and rolling. The thing was just insane, and there's no good roads around where the track is.
No.
I just had a maniac cop. Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
literally the guy.
now
like,
I hate you.
the
Yeah,
guy-
you're right.
exactly. The guy gave me like a thumbs up. That was it. It was awesome. We were just.
I loved the car, dude. I really loved the car. It's amazing how they kind of slow roasted the Aventador for the last 7 years, like a brisket, and now it has gone through the stall, and now it's ready. And like, fuck me, is that thing a gnarly motherfucker?
It's so good. And then, like I said, it was fine on the. I liked it a lot on the track. I had a good time. I almost killed myself trying to beat 282 kilometers on the front
282?
straight.
I saw 280 was about the.
Oh, you told me 282.
Oh, did I do 282?
Well,
Maybe it was.
That's what you told me. So I was trying to
Might
do
have
that
been
and
282, yeah.
nearly died going 285. Nearly died though. I mean, like literally almost ran off the end of the track.
That braking zone, turn one at Estoril, you're
Yeah.
talking 282 kilometers an hour to 50. That's your braking.
It's
at
a second
Estoril.
gear.
Yeah,
It's a second gear, right? But I was just staring like a moron with
That's
no
what
helmet.
happened to me. I go, come on. And then I go, whoa, shit.
So I was like, I got to beat Ferry. I don't know why. Who cares if I beat Ferry? I got to beat Ferry. Got to beat Ferry.
Because that's how
life
works.
is. Yeah.
Oh no.
And
I hope I didn't. I didn't close the tab, did I? Oh no.
which tab?
Jesus. Let's just hope that my stream is still streaming. Yep. Okay. Good.
Anyways, it was very cool. Great car. I thought the SV was like a watermark. I thought like, wow, because the original Aventador frankly sucked.
I was not a fan of the
It
original.
wasn't good.
Aventador.
It
No,
just wasn't
yeah.
good. It looked V12 cool, but it just wasn't good. Then the SV, I'm like, oh my god, they've really made this cool thing. And then I lucked out. I got to drive the Centenario, which was a all-wheel steering with a different kind of active aero Aventador. Amazing car. Drove it on the Nardo infield circuit. And I'm like, well, there's no way they can top this. And then they've like completely topped it. And you were mentioning the throttle adjustment, adjusting the car with
throttle
the
steering. Yeah,
You know what? That's from they jacked the torque up on that V12,
right?
Significantly.
I saw the torque curve is just higher.
Lower,
everywhere.
lower down on the revs, higher and more torque. So now it's actually like it's legitimately quick. It was always a fast car, but now it's like actually quick car. So I was impressed. And then on the street, it's just better than anything. It's like the freaking Batmobile from the first Nolan Batman movie. It's just like that. It's just rad.
Hey, live folks, if you're there, I did a thing, and I hope that it says we're still streaming. It says everything's good. Can someone just comment in the live stream that it's okay, because it seems good, but I closed the window and I'm not so good at being alive. I'm good. Okay. Thank you guys.
Good.
I'm sorry. He was talking about the engine, and the whole time you could probably see it in my eyes. I was having a panic.
Engine.
Now we're back. Now we can focus. The engine is fucking spectacular.
It's spectacular.
It's so good.
It's so good. But now it's torquey because like Ferraris V12s. You might argue, the Ferrari V12 is a little better. Sure, you could say that makes more horsepower, revs out a little more. However,
This sounds like a fucking F1 car
it's insane.
from the 80s or something.
It's just insane. But there's torque. And remember, Americans buy horsepower, but we drive torque. So it's that initial quick, bam, that slam.
And they really hide 3,900 pounds. It hides it well.
Super well.
Yeah.
Well, I think the steering helps with that. I think the magnetic shocks help with that. And then at high speeds, with that one awesome straight with the kink
With the
in
bend in it.
the high speed stability of the SVJ is insane.
That ALA shit
Yeah.
is so simple, and yet it's like no big hydraulic wings, just like these little flaps. They're like the size of a deck of cards, and they just open and close on a little electric motor and shoot air into the wing, inside the wing. Like, that's fucking rad.
No, it's amazing. They patented it. It's super cool. But the high speed stability of that car is sick. And I think it has the most obscured rearward view.
There's none.
No, well, there's just you can see the intake. That's what you're looking at. It's amazing. I loved it. I loved it. It's worse than a Countach. Actually,
I have a theory of why they wouldn't let us drive it on the road. It's because they didn't want us trying to pair our phones because it still uses the system from 08.
You know, it's funny. The Centenario, they put in a new system.
Did they really?
Yeah, for $2 million.
Yeah, fucking better.
But no, it's the old Audi software. But who cares?
I mean, it's a minor thing. It's just my joking theory about.
There are people though. Literally, there are people listening and commenting that'll be like, "Oh, I would never buy it if it's not like the latest." Blah 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 blah. It's like you're missing.
It doesn't
the point.
need to be the latest. I would like it if it wasn't a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
It's got the. Did you open the glove box? It still has the dongle, bro.
Why would you open the glove box?
Because I wanted to see if it still had the dongle, and it does.
Yeah. Who cares? I mean, if you're using your phone in that car, you're doing something wrong.
Fair and balanced, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta call him like I see him.
All right.
It was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Until I saw the dongle.
I'm gonna leave that out of my review, but okay.
No, it was absolutely lovely.
Right.
And
I loved it. I mean, like I said, I would. So I have this list of 5 cars I would have if I had money.
Oh, let's hear it.
And
what do you got?
the SV was on there. The SV has now been replaced by the SVJ.
Of course.
Yeah.
Someone emailed me and said I have an SV and something else, and I'm thinking about getting the SVJ. I was like, sell the SV.
Yeah,
just get the
do
SVJ.
Mine was very simple. I would have a G-Wagon. I would have
Course.
G63. Love them.
Of course. Yeah.
I'd have a Morgan 3-wheeler. Of
course.
Love them.
If you got 5, you got to have one of those.
Yeah. I would have one of Jonathan Ward's Icon FJs.
2-door or 4-door?
I go back and forth with that. I think the long 2-door.
Oh, the long 2-door.
The 44.
Yeah, okay.
The crazy, weird troop transporty one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd have him build me a hardtop. Anyways, I'd have that.
No, that's good. Fair.
And then we'd have the SVJ, and then I would get my old CTSV wagon back and return it back
That thing's
to factory.
probably fucking $55,000 now.
It's more than that. Well, I found my car. I actually found.
Oh, you did?
I should say the guy found
You said
me.
return. Does that mean it's fucked? Someone
He's
fuck it
done things to it. I would just put it back
would
to
not
stock.
do.
I would put it back to stock.
Yeah. Hey,
So yeah, those are my 5. Yeah.
speaking of your cars,
Yes.
you got some 1552s on the Fiesta.
Dude.
You see my 1552s in the RS? They look great, don't
I was
they?
thinking, I'm like, I should get a set of Pilot Sports for the Fiesta and then get white wheels for it because I have the
Dude,
black tarmacs.
I originally asked if they would do do a silver set for me, but they rendered one out in white, and I was like, fuck it, let's do the white, and I think it looks rad.
I would get. You have like the billion spoke. I would just get
the Integrale style.
Yeah, I would get the
somewhere.
I would get the tarmac. That's the one I have. The 5-spokey.
Yeah. Hey, I got to give some love to 1552.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do it.
Where
Yeah,
is
yeah,
my
yeah.
fucking? There it is. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah, nice.
This is their Integrale style, and I did a -1. So the car came with 19s, and these are 18s.
Does it? What's it
Such
do?
a big help.
Is it
the ride?
Oh, the ride.
It takes the hard
Yeah.
edges off all the curves.
Interesting. Oh, cool.
You have to drive it. It's a big, and I also have the KW dynamic adaptive coilover.
So that's where I'm at now. So I went up. If you go to my Instagram,
I will find. I get for you.
yeah,
I get for you.
if
Hold
go
on.
to
You
my
hold, please.
Instagram. I went up on Angeles Crest on a Saturday. Man, that sucks.
Ugh, the worst,
Well,
right?
Jethro was in town, and he had.
How is Death Row?
He's doing great, man. But he had the Carrera T.
I had that car. It's lovely.
It's really good.
Great daily driver.
It's a great car.
Great
Yeah,
car.
it's not as good as a GT3.
No. But it's a great car.
But there are people walking around saying that.
No, these people are wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Scott
no, they're
Evans.
wrong.
Scott Evans, if you're listening, wrong.
No,
Mike
these
Harley,
people are wrong.
wrong.
But it is a lovely car.
So Jethro was in town, and Tony Angelo from D'Angelo from Hot Rod Garage was in town, and they were taking this up. So I said, "Hey, follow me." And then I said, "Guys, you have both been paid to race professionally. I don't know about. Well, Tony's been paid to drift. Jethro won the Nürburgring. They're pretty good drivers.
Count it.
Drive my little car." And tell me, do I drop it? Because I want it to be lower. It just sits too high for me.
I bet you already know what they said.
And they said if you
They
touch
said
it, you're
don't
crazy.
touch it. Yeah, they said don't touch
but
it.
Then Moan Tune, they're like, oh, you should get our thing because it'll not only make it sit better, but it'll then ride and handle better.
What is their thing?
They do a Fiesta ST, just
It's a
like
coilover?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't slam it, it'll
Yeah.
probably be fine. Like a KW coilover is like a great shock.
I want to drop it like 20 millimeters.
Do you have super sports on there?
Yeah,
Will it rub?
it's already rubbing.
Under
But I-
braking and a bump? Is that when it does it?
mostly a left hand big bump.
Okay.
So I gotta trim out the fender wells. You can see
Yeah.
the tires are kind of sticking out a little.
Well,
bit.
that happened when the only super sport that fit my Fiesta ST was 5 mil too big on the section, and if it was downhill and I was braking and I hit a bump, it would rub.
This is not downhill. This is on flat.
Okay.
but it's just I know exactly.
Just a
where it's
little
hitting.
bit, yeah.
But anyhow,
I wouldn't fuck with it too much. On ours, we did poly bushings and a Pierce Motorsports chassis brace.
Yours was stiff. I remember that.
It was too stiff.
Yeah.
If I did it again, I wouldn't have done either of those
Yeah,
things.
I might just keep it as is. I got to go through the cooling system. It was doing this weird overheating where
Yeah, what's that about?
I think it's just like an air pocket in the system right now. I got to get serviced anyways.
Do you have a tune or anything?
I have a Cobb Tune Stage 1, but it's never done it before, so I
Okay.
think it's just some
Could
air
be.
got in there. But Moan Tune, they have a intercooler and a radiator.
Yeah, I was gonna say the intercooler
Yeah.
we did in ours because ours would get real hot if we beat the shit out of it with the air conditioning on.
Yeah.
the intercooler gone.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the radiator, and I'm gonna do maybe a bigger turbo, maybe not. I don't know.
Ooh, really?
Well, it was like
I drove one that had a bigger turbo on it.
Yeah.
It was fucking rad.
So-
not too big.
yeah,
the one
No,
step
no,
up.
the one that goes from like 200 to 250 horsepower.
Yeah.
So because I was hanging out with this car, the Carrera. I
Yeah.
keep pointing at the screen. I don't get to see. Anyway, I'm hanging out
I'll
with
point at the screen for you. Hanging with this
yeah,
car.
hanging out with the Carrera T. And through the corners, obviously it's hanging, and then just on the straights getting pulled.
Yeah.
And as you know, there's literally nothing better in the world than with your little $20-something thousand Ford passing Ferraris.
Yeah.
Nothing's better.
When we used ours as a camera car,
Yeah.
and we were filming tuned with
Yeah.
these modified cars and shit, almost nothing could hang with the
Yeah.
Fiesta. In the real world, in the canyons,
Yeah.
almost nothing could hang with
Yeah,
it.
so Jethro or Tony driving that, they
Yeah.
can get away from me. But it's
Right.
like I just you always want more power, right? You always want more power,
Of course.
So,
But you just,
yeah.
with the Fiesta, you just want to be careful that you don't start breaking other shit.
So Jethro even called me out on Instagram. He's like, so they're gonna they're gonna dangle some shiny parts in front of him, and he'll just do it because he's an idiot.
Well,
I'm
the
like,
good thing
all
is
right,
you can
all
do
right.
intercooler, like, all you're doing is getting a colder charge. You're not changing moving parts. You're going to be all right with that.
Yeah,
the
and then-
intercooler is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that radiator. Anyways, I'm loving having the thing out of hibernation.
Yeah.
Took the front plate off it last night.
Nice.
Now-
You get a sticker like mine. Have you seen my sticker?
I got to figure that out because
I have a guy.
I ruined the bumper taking the.
Yeah, I have a sticker on mine,
It's
and it's
awesome.
Aces. And I'll send you to Exotic Car LA.
Done.
Anthony, my homie,
Done.
he makes them. They're great.
Done.
And I have had police officers comment on them on the sticker favorably.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know if I even know if I want that because I've run this thing like once every other month.
Who
But
gives a shit?
I don't really
go
give a shit.
go without it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but I got to get a new bumper.
In
Anyway,
hindsight, like now that I've had my RS for two and a half years,
yeah.
I wish I just kept the fucking Fiesta.
Yeah.
I really do. Like the
No
RS
one
is there's nothing
believes
wrong with
you.
it, but
Yeah.
like
The Fiesta's better.
Fiesta in the situations that I'm actually driving a car, the Fiesta's just more fun.
I always tell people because they go, well, why would you buy a Fiesta? You could get any car you want. First of all, people think because I'm on the Motor Trend and we're kind of have a lot of viewers.
They think you're
that
Rico
I'm a
Suave?
billionaire. No, they're like, why didn't you buy a Ford GT? You know, it's like,
Doug ruined it for the rest of us.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but the reason I bought my Fiesta, true story. I actually bought it for my wife. She needed a new car because she had my old WRX and it was just dying. And I was going to get her an i3 because she was like, I hate gas. I want an electric car, blah, blah. All right, fine. And I'm sitting there writing an assignment for Motor Trend, like, name the 3 best cars you drove this year. And I'm like, okay, the Pagani Huayra, that was really good. And the AMG 6x6, that was sweet. And, that little Fiesta ST. And I'm like, wait a second.
Hang
and
on.
I literally left the office, went to the dealer and just bought it. And I'm like, honey, here's your
When
new
I
car.
got one as a press car, I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This thing is a riot.
Yeah.
The steering is so sharp.
So good. Yeah.
So
and,
sharp.
and with, I gotta say, with the slightly wider and stickier Michelins on there, it's so good.
I found with the Michelins versus the stock Bridgestones, I found the turn-in was not quite as sharp, but the grip at the limit was more, and the ride was a little better.
Definitely the ride
way
is
better.
100 times better.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. The turn-in it feels about the same.
Yeah.
You know. So, but it's just the grip is awesome.
Yeah. It's a fucking rad car. It
Yeah.
does everything
and
well.
Ford stopped making them. Yay.
Yeah, right. Can you still get it in America?
No, I don't think so.
I thought they did one extra year.
Maybe
did one
because now
extra
they have
year.
the 3-cylinder in Europe, and everybody,
I think
everybody's
you can
going
get-
crazy.
I'm going to pull up Ford's website. I'm telling you, I think you can get
Fiesta
2019 Fiesta. I think you can still get an S. This is an ST.
is it?
I think.
that is an ST.
Wait, isn't it?
That isn't. Well, it doesn't have the ST badge.
Build in price. Hold on.
Okay,
Let's see. Uh-oh. Fuck your zip code. All right, fine.
but
Oh, no.
everyone's saying the 3-cylinder in Europe is incredible because
I haven't tried it yet. Have you tried it?
No, but I've talked to not Jethro, but Tom Ford drove it, so it was great. Yes.
Oh,
No,
nope.
they're
Never
done.
mind. It's
Done.
dead.
Yeah.
S and
Although it is
SE.
funny, they took an ST and took the ST off it because it looks good. That's
Right?
That's their landing page. But anyways, so everyone says that the 3-cylinder, which is like lighter and the same power, is even better and a modern chassis.
Next time I go to Europe, maybe I'll ask someone if I
dude.
can have a go.
Somebody like Evo or somebody they did like 2018 Fiesta ST versus 19.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the conclusion, but I'm like, what a brilliant idea. You know, 4-cylinder versus
I was
3.
so happy with my car. I wish I had kept it, honestly. I think it was
Yeah.
a mistake to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because
The Focus platform fundamentally just isn't as good. The RS has tons of power, has all-wheel drive, blah blah.
Yeah, the RS is as advertised. It is
Yeah.
what they're marketing it as.
Yep.
But there's
Yeah.
just some things that out of the factory are not great.
And they didn't even bother to market the Fiesta ST. They just
Yeah.
sort of like when I went
you
to
go.
buy mine, I bought it like the day after Labor Day, I want to say, or Memorial Day, one of them. Anyways, Galpin Ford, and they had their best weekend in history. They sold 400 Fords.
In a weekend?
In a weekend, 400.
Did you get it from Parsons? You did, right?
No,
Oh,
no,
you
no.
didn't? Okay.
No, he left.
He left,
my-
yeah.
No, my buddy Sanchez, Ladis Sanchez. Sorry, blanking on his first name. Anyways, but so they sold 400 cars. They had 22 Fiesta STs because no one buys stick. Just
Yeah,
no one will buy a
just
stick
sitting
shift.
around, huh?
So I had the pick of the litter. So lava with the
Yeah.
Recaros and everything.
Yeah, it was-
and got a deal.
Such a great car.
Such
I got
a
a
good
decent
car.
deal on it too. You know a dealer you'd like? There's a dealer up in Silicon Valley where Hannah works called Autobahn. It's a Benz dealer. And they stock E63 wagons.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a dozen of them sitting there. You can walk onto the lot and walk out with them.
I should get one.
It's fucking
I
rad.
know,
They're so
I know.
expensive, but they're so
But
awesome.
they're also so good.
They're so awesome.
My buddy, Sang. Sang got
Yeah,
one.
he did?
Although he got one and then he bought a GLA 45 and like popped it up.
What?
Yeah, and he got it for
Why?
like nothing. Well, he got it for like 18 grand
Pennies?
off.
Oh, used?
no,
brand new.
in Bakersfield, sitting on a lot in Bakersfield,
They're fucking putting 18 grand on the hood of those things? Holy
something like
shit.
that. But then he popped it up from like 375 to 440 horsepower, lowered it, black
it
wheels.
mob?
It's pretty cool.
driven it?
Nah, I haven't. I'm gonna drive it, but it looks pretty. It looks pretty good.
Sang, hook it up. He's
Yeah.
coming down. We're doing a I have a hang on. Me and Cameron Weiss and Crown and Caliber are doing here it is. Car and watch stories at
Nice.
Weiss Watch Company on October 4th
cool.
in the evening. You should come down. Sang is going to come
October
here.
4th,
Here he
alright.
is. What should I put in the cookie tin? Have you seen his
Nice.
fucking cookie tin?
No, I know a lot about Sang. I don't want to say too much, but like I'm sure his watch collection.
Well, he's been on the watch show.
no, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
I know the guy really well. I'm sure his watch collection is epic.
He has 107 or 108 watches, and when he came on the watch show, he brought a cookie tin that had just Rolexes and APs and shit, not in boxes, just thrown into a metal tin. And I was like, you're either a moron or a fucking boss of bosses. And the truth is, we know which one it is.
Yeah,
It's the latter.
He's a moron. But let me say, so whatever he does with watches, cars, whatever, ask him. I won't spoil anything. Just ask him about his champagne collection.
I've heard you told me it was off the chain.
It's like okay, so what? How 107 watches in a cookie jar or whatever? That's like compared to a champagne collection. That's like he showed up with a Happy Meal. You know what I mean? Like,
Really? Is it that level?
Apparently, apparently it's just insane. Like he has champagne going back over 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you like champagne?
I love champagne. I
mean, I like it when I'm served a nice glass of it, but I don't. I know Dom is good. I don't know anything
Krug.
beyond
You
that.
want to be drinking Krug?
Krug?
Yeah. Or
CRU?
Oh no, KRUG. Krug.
Oh, Krug.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the good shit?
That's that, and then I'm gonna say it wrong. It's like Pierre Paul or Paul Peters or Pierre Peters or
Shit,
Peter.
look what's
Pierre.
happening here. Wait, can you grab 2 more paper cups?
Oh, is it
so we
leaking?
can have? Yeah, it's leaking. Can you-
Probably the alcohol is disintegrating.
It's disintegrating
the glue.
our Beeline Coffee here. Go wait. I'll hold the fort down. Can you just grab 2 more paper cups? Yeah, but if you guys are in Los Angeles, October 4th, 7 to 10 p.m., we're doing Watch and Car Stories, and we're going to record an episode of the Watch and Listen podcast live. So bring your cars, bring your watches. There we go. Bring your cars, bring your watches. I'm going to get you guys on the show, and I want to hear your watch stories and what your watches and your cars mean to you. And and Johnny's back with proper glasses.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you,
right, now
sir.
we got to change the subject.
Wait, dude, did I tell you? Can I tell you I went 211 miles an hour to Jeddah?
That was the subject I wanted to say, and I'm a new member myself, and you've probably done
Of the
this,
200 Club?
Welcome to the 200.
What did you
Club.
do it in?
I did.
Tell me it was an Aventador SVJ on the
indicated-
streets of Portugal.
No. I did an indicated 204 in a GT2 RS and an indicated
lovely.
207 in a Huracan Performante.
How can you talk about the GT2 RS?
Yeah.
How did you like it?
It's a car with a single purpose, and that
As fast as
purpose
possible?
is to kick ass in terms of lap times.
Okay.
So, 996 GT2, right? Yeah. Sketchy.
That's a hairy car.
Widowmaker.
Yeah, that was a
Blah,
hairy
blah, blah,
car.
blah.
Wait, tell me you got a GT2 RS picture in here somewhere.
Oh,
I bet you. I'm sure you do.
Somewhere. Boy,
I'll find
you're
it
going to
for
go
you.
through a lot of Ferraris.
Oh, I want to talk about the Ferrari in a
Yeah,
minute, too.
yeah.
Okay, but tell me. So singular purpose of kicking ass lap times. There we go.
Bam.
There's
Yeah.
one.
Okay, so it is so easy to drive. It's shocking. Like there's no other, except for the Performante. There's no other car with that kind of power that's like so simple to drive. Like you drove the CR1,
Yeah.
and it's like at low speed, it's a handful. It's fun.
CR1, it's what's so funny is, on the one hand, it's totally just a Corvette.
It's just a Corvette.
And on the other hand, it's like, fuck me, they sell this?
yeah, exactly. So we did best driver's car.
Yes.
So Performante won. It was our winner, and then in second place was the GT2 RS. And basically, if you want to know the reasons why, the V10 versus the 6-cylinder turbo, you take the V10, and there's almost no like straight line performance. They're identical in a straight line, right?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Is Performante that fast in a straight line?
Ridiculous.
I
It's,
think
it's
I
like
got a little fucked up because I drove the VF car like before I drove a
Yeah.
stock one.
Right. And
And
you're
it
like-
completely ruined me.
So-
Because I know what that car can be, which is even fucking crazier.
so in a straight line to 60 miles an hour. I think they're dead nuts. And maybe the Aventador gets like a little jump because it's all-wheel drive.
Huracan.
The Huracan. But in the quarter, I think this being the GT2 does a 10.3, and the
fucking
Huracan does a
fast,
10.4. A Bugatti Veyron does a 10.4.
Yeah.
an
That's
Aventador
so
SV
fast.
does a 10.5. And then then we did a half-mile drag race.
Yeah.
With Finnegan's car. So in this one,
Wait, so did both of those cars beat a 720?
no, the 720 dominated in a straight
yeah.
line. Oh, they
Yeah.
beat it in our ranking,
Right, but not in the numbers,
in a
right?
straight line. So in the half mile, which we did, the McLaren did like a 15 whatever that means, but it was going like $170 in the half mile.
170 in the
In
half, out of the
mile.
box is fire.
So because
fire.
doing a standing mile like 173 for like a Z06 is a pretty good number. So 170 and a half.
Yeah, I did 176 in the standing mile in a C6
in a
CR1.
mile. In a mile.
But in a standing half, like a 650S would run about 162.
yeah, so this did,
what did it do?
a $170.
So
And
a
then-
918 Spider will do 173 in the half, like
so,
clockwork.
So you're
It's triple the price.
So you're off. Yeah, you're off by 3 miles an hour. And
This is so fucking good.
I know, it's such
I'm
good
getting a
whiskey.
little loopy, but it's fucking delicious.
I'm drinking a little slower, but good.
I'm thirsty.
The Performante did a 164.
That's
and a
great
half.
for an NA motor. That's fucking
It's
great.
insane. I don't know how they did it. And then the Porsche was a 163 and slightly slower time.
What did the Demon do it in?
It's not a Demon. That's
Is
a
that
red
a,
eye.
is it a, oh, it's a red eye. What did Red Eye do it in?
Much less.
51 or 52.
I
or
don't
something like that?
remember. No, it was like up there. It was like 55.
Oh, okay, cool.
Finnegan's car did like a 55. Now that's
pretty awesome.
He spun tires through fifth gear. He had no traction at all. I'll tell you a story about that in a second. And then there actually was a ZR1 there as well, the low wing, and it did like a 158.
Okay.
Yeah. So
CR1 is fucking fast, man.
it's fast until you drive these European cars, which
But for
make less
120
power.
grand,
yeah,
it's fast.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of the excuses though. Like if you have that much power and it weighs that little, put the power
Fair.
down. Put the power down.
Yeah, was it a wheel spin issue? Is that it?
It's just like every car that beats that Corvette in anything, the engine's behind the driver, which is why they're
Right.
doing a mid-engine car.
Right, makes sense.
So Finnegan's car. So I'm like, oh wow, we're at Vandenberg Air Force Base. First of all, the Air Force was like, no, you cannot bring spare gas on our property because.
I'm sorry?
Well, for Finnegan's car, because he uses leaded 120 octane, like cancer causing.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, we don't. Again, they have nuclear missiles like 5 feet away, and they're like, the gas for blasphemy is too toxic for our Air Force base, so you can't bring it on. It's a whole thing. And then we're like, we should do a practice run just to see if the car can even do anything. So it's going down. So first of all, he had a gold plexiglass airbox, blew apart into 1,000 pieces on the first run, and then I was like, oh my god, the supercharger belt just come out of the car because there's this black like thing a quarter mile away from me spinning in the air. Turned out the rear window, which was Lexan, luckily blew out, and the weather stripping came out. So that's how aerodynamic the car is. It blows out the rear window.
So fucking funny.
And then Jethro drove it. Like this is after finally we put the window back in and we did a bunch of runs. Jethro drove it, blows the window out. But yeah,
God damn, is that funny?
it was awesome. It was
That's
very
so
very
great.
cool. But yeah, so
You guys get to have fucking fun, man.
well,
I'm jealous.
but Finn,
Can I have a job?
Yeah, well, I'd love that. Trust me. But Finn's car on prep surface did like an 897.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's fast,
It
man.
did like a 11 or something on prep, but it has no traction.
I mean, that's the thing, right?
But I have determined that human beings on the internet do not understand the number one
The
thing they
difference
don't
between
get.
prepped
They
and
don't-
non-prepped.
'cause everyone's like, why don't you have a demon? I'm
Yeah.
like, the demon would do 11 seconds.
Yeah.
11.7,
Yeah.
actually.
Not without a prep surface.
Without
yeah,
a prep
it's
surface.
worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one gets that.
A Trackhawk would probably beat a demon without
Slaughter.
on a
Slaughter it.
I had the Trackhawk at Road Atlanta. It's
ridiculous.
It was the stupidest, funniest thing ever. 142 miles an hour across the kink, set the brakes on fire,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then in turn 3, I would jump the grass.
Did you get actual fire?
I got a lot of smoke. I didn't get flames.
So we were doing some testing with it, and Scott Evans was driving, and I ran up the hill in the Stelvio Quadribloblio, and I'm waiting there outside of the car, and he comes up, and like there's smoke, like horrible smoke, and then I look, and there's literally fire coming out of the brake pad. I'm like, go, yeah. And then we published that, and literally Dodge is like, our Jeep was like, was there actually flames? Like I was on this
Get a video
email,
next time.
and I'm like, there was actually flames, but it's okay, they went out. It's,
They went on their own.
yeah, funny how
That's
that
very
works.
funny.
Yeah.
What the fuck else did you drive?
But it was 200 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah,
no,
right,
Jetta.
So the Jetta, right? So
Because you got a GPS 211, so you're
I got
officially-
a real time. So
Yeah.
so well real but not it didn't count for the record.
Because you didn't go both ways.
A couple reasons. So Jetta, Volkswagen built this Jetta. Wait, let me. Wait. This is me from the thing. Here it is. This is a 2019 Jetta. It's a stock body. It actually, with the exception of these little tiny fins up here on the roof, it is a completely stock body. And they're pitching this as their design is very aero efficient, which I suspect it is. Honestly,
Sure, why not?
There's very little that's interesting about the 2019 Jetta to me.
Hang on real quick. I went on it was not a launch, but I went to the testing facility in Arizona and had, I won't say who he is, but a very, very high-ranking person in the Volkswagen organization, a German gentleman, who said, quote, on this launch of the car, "Yeah, we designed a boring car."
They did.
Yeah.
They designed a boring
It's
car.
so boring.
And they tried to get me to go to a couple local events for the regular car, and I was like, delete, delete, delete. Like, I just couldn't be bothered. But then, fortunately, Road and Track, the business card hooks me up. I really like having this business card.
It's a wonderful entry.
It's a great business card to have. And so I had never been to Bonneville. As a spectator or a driver or anything, I'd never been there, and I really wanted to go. And so Travis Sokolsky was like, dude, do it. Fucking hammer down. Let's go. So it has a production-based engine. It's a 2-liter, so it's actually going to be the engine you get in the GLI, which comes out next year. It's not available in the regular base Jetta.
So it's a GTI motor.
It's a GTI
basically.
motor, yeah. Stock bottom end, stock head, okay? Stock gearbox. It has a Wave Track LSD, but it's completely stock. Other than that, the final drive is a little different. Obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah, final drive's
something gearing had to be something.
Yeah, but the gearbox is stock.
Right. I got you.
But the Wave Track has a final drive in it that's a little different. So it's super caged out. It has the most intense cage. The cage is so crazy.
So Volkswagen does not want a dead journalist.
It has more cage than any car I've ever
I can
driven.
kind of see that, but I also can imagine why they would do that.
Yeah. And then here you can see it you can see how crazy it is in the front.
Oh
and
my god! So it has like a center, like
it has a
A-frame.
center, yeah.
Okay,
and
that's
so
crazy.
the driver's seat is in the back seat.
Yeah.
The steering column has a 12-inch extension.
It's like
on
a
it.
rally car.
Yes,
I love that.
He actually, the guys who set this thing up, Tom is such a boss. He's local, and I want to get him on this podcast so bad.
Do it.
These guys are so boss.
What do they build?
They build the rallycross cars, Tanner's rallycross cars.
Did they do Pastrana's? Because I kind of recognize. I think that cage.
Does he drive Volkswagen?
No,
They build the Volkswagen
just
rallycross
Volkswagen.
cars.
Okay, so maybe it was Tanner's car, but
It's Tanner's car.
Okay, but you sit in the back seat.
You
is my
sit in
point.
the back seat.
Yeah.
And they move everything back for you. It's
Everything comes
fucking
back. It's
great.
rad, yeah.
And where the passenger seat is, you can kind of see it here, is a giant metal box. That is
Okay.
it's an air to ice water intercooler.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that.
They
It's the
dump
greatest thing.
gallons of ice water in this
Right.
fucking thing.
Right.
Because there's no radiator fans.
Right.
You start it up, you get it to 140, you fucking run it, and you shut it down. That's it. And you have to change the ice water every time.
Yeah.
So,
so
they did
awesome.
210 with this in competition.
And explain that. So that's two-way average.
So it's a two-way average.
So what that means, people, is you were going east-west or north-south?
East-west.
Okay, so you're on the 6 mile
I
track.
was I was on the 6 mile track, and I was driving east. I
Okay.
only drove east.
So in order to actually get an official FIA certified, sanctioned, blah, blah record, you got to do it. And then within 45 minutes,
You have
with
to do
the
it again.
same engine and a couple other things the same, you can change tires and stuff. You got to do it the other direction, and they average the two of them.
Yeah, check out the intercooler plumbing here. Isn't that wild? But they built this intercooler, and then the
That's
plumbing goes
insane.
in through the firewall to
That's
the ice
insane.
chest.
All right, so real quick. First of all, 211 in the Jetta, that's like the best thing ever.
It was so. Let me tell you something. It was so easy.
Yeah.
It was so. This car wants to go straight.
I bet you front wheel, it's front wheel drive.
Front wheel
still?
drive.
So I bet
It's
you
a
that's
manual gearbox, it's front wheel
That's
drive.
a huge advantage on salt.
It actually is
because
the traction was great. You know, you could get wheel spin. You couldn't go flat first through third. You'd roll into it first
Right,
through
so
third.
it has torque. Yeah.
Fourth, you'd roll in and then hammer down.
Yeah.
And it just wants to pull the car straight.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the video. I have video of the whole
Oh,
thing.
I can't wait.
I got great video. The video looks awesome. I checked it. The sound is good.
That's great.
It was amazingly.
It's the coolest. It's like tranquil.
It was so tranquil,
Right?
And it was so lovely. And hitting the chute, fuck.
I've never done that. I bet
That
that's
was
cool.
the one.
Yeah.
Hitting the chute
Yeah.
because you have to stay in the throttle. You don't lift.
Oh, right,
you hit
'cause
the chute at
otherwise
full
it'll yank the
throttle,
rear of the car off.
And then
Yeah.
when the chute catches, you get back out of it, and then the chute coasts you down to 100. You don't touch the brakes until you're going under 100.
That's so weird. That's so
But
weird.
it was so easy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so nice.
That's
and the
awesome.
car was so sorted.
And that's the speed they wanted. They wanted about 210.
Well, I don't know what it was that they wanted. 210 was a record in competition. So competition, you have to do the two-way average, and there's also a spec fuel.
Yeah.
So I didn't use the spec fuel. I used it's the same 116 octane, but they had to use a brand for sponsorship reasons, and I used VP. And the VP,
It's probably not even sponsorship. It's just probably like they have access to the fuel, so they can.
well, it's some kind of a blended fuel that they use, whereas
Yeah.
we were using as journalists a pure drum of VP.
Yep.
So even with the journalist rev limiter, journalist rev limiter is 7,400.
Right.
The competition rev limiter is 8,400.
Right.
I still went faster.
That's weird.
They
I
went
guess
210 and I did 211.
Did they tell you why that was?
Because VP makes more power.
Oh,
the car just
interesting.
makes more
Okay,
power.
interesting.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get it? I mean, if you're going to be unlimited anywhere in the universe, there.
Why didn't I go?
Well, not why.
why
I mean,
didn't
I know
they-
why Volkswagen, their lawyers probably said do this, but it's like if there's anywhere in the world where
I think longevity, honestly, because
Oh,
they
yeah.
had 6 or 7 people
Yeah,
going
Phil,
through it.
you know,
and they
Marilyn
just-
Martin, I know, did it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think they just didn't want to blow it up.
Blow the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, I did. Wait,
That's awesome,
because you
though,
can
man.
see here. So I did 211 at.
insane.
Here's the thing. Wait. So here, look, 70, 76,
Oh,
79
my God.
RPM. So I had
Oh, that's so good.
121 RPM to go.
Right.
But once I saw the 211, I was like, fuck it,
I'm
shoot.
done. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I probably could have gone like 214.
Sure.
But bro,
that,
it was amazing.
that's the thing with going fast, right? When do
Yeah.
you jump out of it?
When do you bail?
That's actually
Yeah.
that's. Anyways, I mean, this is one of those things. I wish everyone could experience Bonneville because it's just like nothing else.
You have to go.
There's nothing else like
so
it.
awesome.
I got hooked. I went just to cover. So there's this guy Amir Rosenberg. I don't know if you ever heard of him. World's fastest Israeli. Yeah.
Okay.
So he Spectre. He has this thing called the Spectre rocket.
Oh, that sounds like something
Yeah,
worth Googling.
it's Spectre's SPECTRE.
RE.
Yeah, Spectre
Spectre
rocket.
Rocket.
Could do an image search.
Spectre Rocket. Is it?
Okay, then it might be Spectre spelled the right way.
Okay,
I
hang
might
on.
have screwed this up. I'm sorry.
You fucked up.
Um,
This is all video game shit.
shoot. Okay, so do that and do like Bonneville. Yeah.
We find.
Oh my
God
gosh.
damn! What is happening? With all this fucking video game garbage.
I have no idea.
I don't know. We may be out of luck for image searches here, folks.
Do Spectre land speed.
Uh-oh.
Land speed.
The sped.
Maybe it's not Spectre. Am I losing my mind? That's it.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
Holy
okay.
shit! Look at this.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
That was actually my photo.
Give me 1 second. I make the picture for you.
Yeah, but that go,
Fuck me. Look
okay,
at that.
that's fine. Okay, great.
So
So
first off, I love the 6x6 pushing this thing.
that wasn't there when I did it. He must have gone back. So okay, so
We're looking at
it's
basically a
missile.
big black penis.
It's a missile.
It is an actual missile.
It's a missile. Yeah, literally a missile.
It really is a missile.
It was a
You're
missile.
literally.
Yeah,
They
literally.
decommissioned a missile and put wheels on it.
Yeah, and a cockpit and stuff.
Rad.
So it actually has 4 wheels, but the front 2 wheels are inline.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the land speed guys do that because
Yeah.
the rule just says 4 wheels.
Doesn't say how you have to configure them.
Yeah. And then if you can see the wheels, they're insane. They're solid. They have no spokes, and they're just like they're probably like 30-inch wheels. They're just
Hang on,
they're
let's
just
see
insane.
let me see if I can get more. Oh, here we go. Here's a better. Fuck! Look at this thing.
Yeah. It's yeah, that's great. That's great. You can see the wheels.
Oh,
in
here's the
back there.
chassis.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
hang on.
Yeah.
I make it better for you. Huh?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
First of
look
all,
at
that's
that.
his Virginia hill climb car that he went
Oh,
like
the
219 miles an hour in or something. Just
Wow.
absolutely insane.
Not during the fucking hill climb.
I think they're on the hill climb.
What?
It set the record. He did 3 minutes 19 seconds. Like it's like an
He went 219 miles an hour on fucking Virginia 341.
He might
no
have. Well,
way.
anyway, whatever happened, he set the record at 3 minutes 19 seconds. I did 3.
Wow.
I did 3 like 40 something
in the
So-
CTSV, right?
Yeah. So
that
anyway.
was when Thaddeus was there in the
Yes,
Fiesta.
in the Fiesta. Yeah.
I would like to go do that. I think
It's-
maybe in the Focus if I could do it.
I'd honestly say just like do it yourself. Don't do it with the event.
Don't make it a gig.
Don't make it. Don't do it with the event. Just have the cops shut the road down.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyways, so this freaking thing you're looking at. Okay, first of all, you're talking about the ice water. So this
Yeah.
thing just had a box because it's so fast. It just liquefied the ice. Wow. So they had an orange cone and a broom. They invert the orange cone and just pour bags of ice into this box and stuff it down with a broom.
So it's just a block of ice basically in there.
Exactly, but it would just melt. So, anyways, in one direction he went 415.
Fuck.
So, and it's a 1972 Cadillac, 500 cubic inch V8.
Holy shit! Really?
The first
It's a
attempt.
wheel-driven car?
Yeah. Wow. Gasoline. So he was trying to set the fastest gasoline powered, so not
Holy
methanol.
fucking hell.
So, anyways. It was a 500 punched out to 560 with two 90 millimeter turbos, made like 1,800 horsepower. A valve came off, went through the turbo, launched that engine completely. So then they pulled
What happens when that happens at
pulled out
400
the
miles an
spare-
hour?
Nothing happened. You just keep going in a straight line. I'll tell you about that in a second. Anyways, then they pulled out the spare engine, which was a 500 punched down to like a 468. I can't remember, with 88 millimeter turbos, little less power, more torque, something weird. He went 415 in one direction, and then we tried to turn the thing around and do it again. It just didn't happen. Wow. One of the turbos died. Anyway, so he has an unofficial record, and that was years ago. I don't know what he's done since. But he had a dude with him named Kenny Baker. Kenny Baker.
Why do I know that name?
I don't know, but Kenny Baker, he looks like Elvis. He's like, at the time, he was mid-70s, gray hair, like in a pompadour, gray mutton chops, super lady killer. And he was their consultant because he owns like 40 land speed records.
Okay.
So I'm talking to him, like, yeah, Kenny, blah, blah, how long you been doing this? 40 years, blah, blah. And I go, Kenny, what's the fastest you ever gone? He's like, yeah, I went about like, I can't remember, like 380, 390. I was like, damn.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, that was sketchy though because there was a problem and the cabin suddenly filled up with black smoke. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, whoa, what do you do when you're going 390 miles an hour and the cabin fills up with black smoke? He's like, well, you slow down, and then as soon as it's a speed you can do it, you jump out of the car. And I'm like,
I'm sorry, did you say jump out of the car?
yeah, because you don't want to die from smoke inhalation, right? I'm like, well, Kenny, how fast were you going when you jumped out of the car that's filling up with black smoke? He's like, oh, about 90 miles an hour. And I'm looking at this
Tuck
guy.
and roll, bro.
And I go, Kenny, when was this? He goes, oh, last year. The guy was amazing.
So I met a guy in
it's
there.
It's the coolest. You got to go to Bonneville.
I met a guy now at Bonneville. He
Yeah.
was running the thing. And his name was Mike Cook.
Mike Cook.
And he,
I know that
this
name.
is his car.
Oh, wow.
Look at this fucking
Wow.
thing. This is an 89 Thunderbird Super Coupe.
It sure is. SC, as they call
It's
it.
an SC. And in 1989, he went 296 miles an hour in this fucking thing, this stock body Super Coupe.
Well, do you remember, like, that's when Gale Banks, like, rose to
Yeah,
power. Remember the
yeah.
Trans Ams were going, like, 290 something?
So crazy.
The craziest
So crazy.
stuff. But, like, anyways, 415 was insane.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's at that point, it's going, like, a mile in 9 seconds. I mean, it's just
so,
nuts.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's addictive, though.
I would really, I know. I went out and I did the 211. I felt so great. And I go, shit, I can go quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
I go, give me another run.
Well, the first time, no, it was the second time I drove on the Salt. I was with AMG with the prototype GTs, the GTSs. Remember that crazy like green tiger stripe camo? So we're out there.
Oh,
in
yeah. The tiger camo.
Yeah,
Yeah. Neon.
Yeah, and I was with Tobias Moores, the head, the CEO of AMG. So he's driving. I was with Mark Vaughn too. Anyways, so Tobias is driving. I'm in the passenger seat, and he goes 300 kilometers an hour, which to a German is very impressive because it's 186 miles an hour, but 300 is a nice big round number.
Yeah.
So I get in the car and I'm like, Tobias, metric system means nothing to me, like nothing. I'm going to go 190, right? So I'm going, and I hit like 190, 191. And then he goes, okay, my turn. He gets back in there and he goes like, whatever it was, like 312. He beats me, he goes 193. And I'm like, my turn. He's like, oh no, you're not allowed to drive this car anymore. I'm the CEO.
I'm gonna shut it down.
It was a green camo.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. I love the song. And that was driving east-west when that Spectre car was going north-south.
Here it is.
Yeah, that thing.
The green camo.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Look at that shit.
So 190 miles an hour in the Salt in that thing was just wild.
great.
It was really cool.
The Salt, I mean, it really, on my scouting run, on my first sighting run, I did 185 like it was nothing.
Yeah.
The difference between 185 and 210 is where it gets a little puckery,
Sure,
but
sure.
185 was like, oh, this is it? Oh, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
No problem.
It's so weird out there. And it's just, like I said, serene because you have no visual indicators of
Yeah.
what you're doing. You just see a mountain range in the distance, maybe. Actually, heading east towards Salt Lake, you see nothing probably.
Well, you got 20. It's like 20 miles until you hit
anything.
mountain.
Right.
You'd hit like wet clay before you hit or wet salt bed or whatever it is. Long before you hit anything else.
So it's just weird. It's just, you have no idea that you're going
Yeah.
that fast. And then I bet you in a 2-liter car, it's not that noisy.
Noisier than you think.
Yeah, but it's not like crazy like "Rah."
No. What there weren't were a lot of vibrations.
Right.
It was
Oh,
very
'cause it's
smooth.
all cage.
Yeah, it was very smooth and very tight.
Yeah.
And the salt was great too, so it wasn't bumpy.
Right.
And so there's engine noise and turbo noise and shit, and there's no sound deadening in the car, so it's kind of loud, but like.
But
I
you're
have
wearing a helmet.
Yeah, no, it's fine. One of the guys was like, "Do you want to put earplugs on?" I'm like, "For 30 seconds? No.
Yeah,
If I was doing a 9-hour enduro in this car, maybe."
Right,
but,
right,
like,
right.
Yeah. No.
That's
yo,
awesome.
let me talk about that Ferrari for a second. The single seater.
The Monza SP1.
Yeah. Let me get your Instagram back up.
All right.
And fuck, I'm getting a little loopy because I can't. I'm just typing slow. Fuck. Hold on. Where is it?
down,
There we
down.
go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah,
This
there
is
you
a good
go.
one to start with.
Okay.
So Monza SP1.
Yes. So it's
The fuck is this thing about? It's so rad.
monoposto. All right. Well, the main thing to know is it's an 809 horsepower V12. Any
We
questions?
can definitely start there.
Yeah.
And then it has one seat.
It has one seat. You can get the SP2, which has 2 seats. I advise against it.
Yeah.
And their mix that they're doing is they haven't said exactly how many. They said less than 500, and then the volume between 1 seat and 2 seats will be based on customer preference. So whatever you order, So, but yeah,
It's,
so
it's an 812 chassis.
it's an 812
right?
chassis, exactly right. But the interior is pretty sick, and then it has no windscreen whatsoever.
Is this open for business? The Whistlepig?
It's you, babe.
you need a
brought
refill?
it's a gift. Yeah, I'll take a little bit. It has no windscreen. It has a virtual windscreen, which is pretty
I'm sorry.
nuts.
Explain what a virtual windscreen is, please.
So there's a hoop, like a carbon fiber hoop, right in front of the driver that sucks air in and kind of like ramps it up.
No
and
way.
Splits it. So it
Like the ALA system on the Lambo, but it's designed to divert
it's
air
just-
around your
ju-
face.
just in front of your face. Yeah, just
Do you
in
have
front
another
of your
picture
face.
of that?
Yeah, if you keep going.
Hang on, wait. I want to find the picture of.
That's it
Oh,
right there. That's
oh.
literally it. Yeah.
Holy shit!
So
look at that. So
air
this is a
goes
scoop.
in,
It
and
goes
then-
in
and then
here.
There's a slot. You can see the slot, the dark
Like up
area.
here?
Yeah. And the air just goes blasting straight up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so neat.
Apparently
I
it
think
works. And I talked to a non-PR person who drove it.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'd still wear a helmet.
yeah, you'd want
Yeah.
to, right?
They're like, it works surprisingly well. I'd still wear a helmet. But
Because you could
closes-
still get a fucking rock to the face.
or a giant bird. Yeah, it closes. Yeah.
Or a Fabio style bird.
Not that picture of the helmet. That picture of the helmet. Look at this helmet you get.
It's a beautiful leather. and
Cannot buy it.
carbon.
It's by
It only comes with the
Yeah, and it's
car?
sized to you. They actually size, and you get a whole driving suit, which is there, which is kind of lame.
Is
but
Berluti an actual company?
it's an actual company.
I thought Berluti was sort of a style more than a company.
No, it's a company, and
Really?
then another company makes the suit. Blah blah blah. But the helmet's probably like 30 grand.
That helmet
but
is fucking
you
great.
can't buy it.
But
And
if
anyway,
you
and
drop
that
it,
and
it's
that leather, they'll match that leather to the seats.
Of course they will.
Of course they will. And it's a $2 million car. And it's. I mean, have you driven the Superfast?
No, not yet. I drove an F12. That's the newest front engine Ferrari I drove.
F12's kind of a pile for the money, but the Superfast, I was shocked. It's actually good. It feels light and it feels very quick. It feels like it's just like wow, engine. I feel like V12s. It's
I thought the F12 was fast as fuck.
well, this is like another.
I know
this is 2 levels up.
I know it's even
crazy.
crazier.
Yeah.
Joe Richardson.
Joe.
Give me one.
Yeah,
Buddy.
And then drive the Lusso because Lusso's actually the best for her.
I tell you about the funniest thing about the Lusso. Somebody brought one down to the HRE open house where I was the MC back in June.
Nice.
Look
at you.
I've been doing that the last 4 years for charity.
Oh,
whatever.
nice.
And someone brought out a Lusso. I was like, have you checked one of these out yet? I was like, no, let me go check it out. And so it was really hot.
Was
and the
it
car had been
V12.
irrelevant to the
Okay,
story.
okay,
I
go
didn't
ahead, go
drive
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
Irrelevant to the story. Doesn't matter. It'd been sitting in the hot parking lot all day.
By the way, pause real quick. I think a V12 is never irrelevant for the record. Go ahead, Matt.
It is when the car doesn't move.
Okay.
The story does not involve the car moving.
I also disagree with that statement. Go ahead, Matt.
So I went to go sit in it, and I sat in this car. It was hot as fuck in there. and I immediately was overtaken with the cabin. The cabin is just spectacular in the car. It's full glass roof, the buckets, the whole deal. It was lovely.
$20,000 for the panorama roof.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Fuck me. The owner said it was $480,000. The car.
Yeah.
It was a heavy. It was the 70th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Super heavy.
Yeah,
hitter.
baby. That's the V12. Go ahead.
And so I close the door, and then I go to open it, and the electronic door releases don't work.
Yes,
They're stuck.
yes,
And I got
that
stuck
happened
in
on
the
our passenger. So did you know how to fix that?
No.
Just kick the door with all your might.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't about to do that to this person's car. But
Sorry,
it was like-
Joe Richardson.
But it was like 150 degrees in the
my
car.
God.
And I went into like a full panic.
Oh, that's
oh my
horrible.
God, get me out. And nothing was working. And eventually I realized, okay, calm down, start the car, put the windows down, mechanical release on the
And on
outside.
the outside. Yeah.
But like I had 30 seconds and then I was like, that must have been a fluke, right? And I did it again, and it happened again.
Yeah, it's not, I drove one up to Pebble, and literally the passenger door would do that.
Yeah.
And what I did was, I think there actually is a mechanical release, something like a Corvette.
There probably
somewhere.
is under the floor mat or something, yeah.
But
when it's like 150 in
oh
the
no,
car,
you
you
panic.
can't think.
Yeah.
You panic.
Oh no. Look, big guys like me and you anything over 100, you're panicking at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but I was like literally just holding the handle and just smashing the door, and it finally opened. Hey, you don't buy them for
You
the
don't
doors.
do that with the owner fucking present.
But they're pretty sweet. Oh, talk about Stinister for a second.
Yo, is this your camera rig?
Yes.
You is that a dollar car?
Didn't even cost $1.
Zero as a long-term press car?
This was so Jethro goes. So we have this guy Mokdad that works for us, who's like a genius. He designed this whole structure with the camera and everything. It's a Subaru STI with this crazy remote controlled camera on it. So you have a driver and then the director and then a camera operator.
It's
and
like you do like with pursuit systems.
it's like
basically.
a Russian arm, but
Yeah.
instead of costing $1 million and being $25,000 a day,
Yeah.
we have spent zero on it.
Perfect.
Whatever the camera costs, which isn't that much.
Cameras, well, it's still a pretty expensive camera.
I
That's
mean,
a Ronin on there, isn't it?
It's a Moby or I don't know. You're really asking the wrong questions. Anyhow, Jethro goes, this guy Mokdad, he had one built on a Toyota 4Runner, and I think it could go like 40 miles an hour. It was horrible. So Jethro's like, call up like Porsche, get a Panamera. So hey Porsche, could I have a Panamera? No. Call Subaru, Dom. Hey Dom, do you have an STI? He's like, yeah, I got one in Denver. Like, do you want it Friday? And then I had we got it wrapped by this company. Thank my sponsors, Lux CC Black Matte Wrap.
Is the wrap is this shit drilled or suction cupped in the car?
Suctioned and
Is the wrap
harnessed
an
on.
issue for that?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
That's good.
And we wanted it matte, so no reflections. I
Yeah.
wanted a gold tooth because Jonathan Ward's derelicts have a gold tooth.
Yeah, gold teeth are good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Ford Giotto of all companies made the wheels, and they're bitching.
Really?
They're bitching. Yeah, they're really light. They're 5-spoke.
Here's a whole account for this fucking thing. Oh,
yeah.
here they are.
Yeah, you can see it. This is how we filmed the world's greatest drag race with it. You can see the wheels. They're super. I was like,
Wheel.
just
It's a nice looking wheel.
yeah.
Oh, here we go. I like
yeah.
this wheel.
I was like, build me the lightest wheel that Ford Giotto can build.
Is that a forged or a cracked wheel? Or forged or cracked?
Neither,
Jesus.
yeah.
Little Freudian slip there. Forged or cast?
it's forged, and we got it on. Michelin gave us some Pilot Sport Cup 2s for it.
you need,
Cobb.
yeah, you need that.
You actually do, because you're trying to keep up with
I guess
Lamborghinis. No,
you probably do,
dude,
yeah.
it helps so much actually.
Yeah, I in hindsight, yeah, you're probably right.
And then we Cobb tuned the thing. Oh, there's my old Cadillac.
there's your old caddy.
Yeah, down San Diego. So anyways, yeah, it's bitching, and then we've been using it like crazy, and it's
rad.
great. And if you have a good driver, it can keep up with most
things. Yeah,
The big complaint is everybody wants an automatic because it's just
because there's a less thing to think
you're
about.
just thinking about like the shot, and it's just like you're hitting, So just if you could leave it in auto, not
That's a shit excuse.
yeah. Well,
Not,
so
just drive smoother.
we're looking at other cars, but so far it's been bitching. It's been bitching.
I have seen pictures of it, and I am mildly jealous.
You could build one yourself.
I do. You know what? Honestly, I'm not doing drive this year.
Right.
I was too busy, and things didn't work out. And there's no hard feelings or anything like that.
Here's the other thing.
But I do miss production a bit.
It's fun. I mean, look, it's a weird job because yes, you go to the coolest places, you drive the coolest cars. You also spend 7 out of 8 hours a day, literally just sitting there waiting for a guy to like change a battery.
Yeah.
And like this mic doesn't work, and it's a weird life.
But I miss the toys of production.
Yeah.
I miss the closed roads.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's amazing.
The funny thing about like just like SVJ in Portugal, like Portugal's very pretty and everything, but like when I flew 18 hours for I don't know, 35 minutes of seat time,
If
and
that.
it was like airport, hotel, racetrack, like that could have been anywhere. The fact that it's in Portugal sounds glamorous, but ultimately doesn't matter in the least.
Not one bit.
You know what I
Not
mean?
one
If
bit.
it was at Buttonwillow instead of Estoril, what would the difference have been? Like 0.
Oh, the hotel wouldn't not have been that.
That's
nice.
true. The hotel
and the gin and
was
tonics would
nice.
not have been that nice. Those are good.
You know what? I went to a good restaurant the other night downtown, Redbird. It was a really good restaurant.
Yeah.
And shout out to both the waiter and the valet Parker, who were fans of mine.
Oh, nice.
And they had that Sipsmith gin. And I ordered a gin and tonic.
And was it as good?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was. Because they had a good tonic there also,
Yeah.
because that's like a really nice restaurant. But I was telling Johnny I hadn't had a gin and tonic in almost 15 years because I was forced to drink hot gin in college in a fraternity
That
thing.
sounds horrible.
And Johnny's like, nope, we're in Portugal, we're drinking gin and tonics.
Yeah.
And they were so good.
It's the climate, and it's funny because L.A. has almost the exact same climate as Lisbon. So
Yeah.
we should drink more gin
We
and tonic.
should.
No one drinks them out here.
The calories in the tonic, I can't drink them too much at home. Tonic's got a lot of calories in
Does
it.
it?
Yeah, it does. More than you think.
I did not know that.
Although, remember we joked about my connecting flight home through Charles de Gaulle?
Yeah.
They lost my bag.
Did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
They didn't lose it. It just didn't make it from one plane to the other, and it spent a glamorous night in Paris.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean that my bag shockingly did make it, and I had the same 3:40 a.m. out as you did.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And
Don't ever take a layover through Charles de Gaulle if you can afford it. It is the worst airport on the planet.
Well, we can argue that, but I will say don't ever do 3:40 a.m. transfers out of a hotel, especially when they decide to decline your credit card, which
No
was
way.
bad. Yeah,
Oh,
all those Sip Smiths we drank.
Yeah.
they're my personal card.
Oh no!
It was awesome.
I actually had some fraud alert issues from Portugal as well that I had to deal with.
Apparently, there's a lot of fraud out there.
Apparently.
But anyways,
we got mad comments on the super chat. You
oh
want
my
to fucking?
gosh,
You want
these
to?
people are paying. Let's
You want to go
let's
through
give them their
some
money's
You
worth.
want to go through some questions?
Hell, I love questions.
All right, Amars. If you guys want to get down on this, we're gonna do. I don't know. Probably. You got to go somewhere. Can you do till
No.
5?
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
probably
yeah.
do 40 minutes or 35, 40 minutes.
I
of
can
questions.
100% do that.
All right, cool. And this Whistlepig is giving me energy.
Yeah. Well,
Amar says, I'm looking at getting either an E46 M3 or a 135i for track days and spirited driving.
M3.
And any other rear drive cars under 15K I should look into. I don't fit in a Miata.
Actually, you would fit in a Miata, but that's beside the point. I would just get that M3. You remember those things?
I'm a fan of the E46 M3.
Super
I do
sweet.
like them. Although, you know Alex Bernstein?
I know the name.
Local, he was a European car photographer.
Yeah.
He has a fucking rad 135i. They're undervalued.
Are they?
They're undervalued.
They're
way cheaper than
I've never driven a
335is.
BMW 1 Series where I was like, hell yeah. And I've driven just a stock in decent condition E46 M3.
Yeah.
They're kind of sweet. I don't know. They're just
They are nice.
classic BMWs.
They have a great balance. They have a good
and they're
engine.
light. They're lighter than the 135.
Here's the one thing he's talking about. A BMW for track days under 15K, you're buying a shitty M3 at under 15K.
Are you mechanically inclined / can you go through a Bosch diagnostic
Totally.
codes?
And
Because
also, there may be some other expensive parts that you need to address to take an E46 to a track day at 15K.
you could be looking maybe like and I always forget the name, the last gen Mustang.
the
SN
14, like up to 14.
up to 14s. You know,
That's a good point. I drove one. Maximum Motorsports had a 14 that they got for dirty cheap, a
Yeah.
regular GT, and they did their full, handling kit on it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
because
it was so
you,
balanced.
You
and
remember
really
like
fun.
like the last Bullet and the last Boss. Those were excellent. I don't care. Everyone's like, "Oh, solid rear axle."
No, the
Shut
Boss
up.
was good.
Yeah, but it's like you don't know what you're talking about. Like
the
that
Boss
car
was
was
really nice.
badass track car.
Yeah, it was only on very bumpy roads that it really.
And
came
even
out.
then, I would say it was solid rear axle, big deal. But so if you take that car and kind of like figure out, you don't have to get the exact parts, but what they did to make the Boss good,
Yeah.
and do it on those cars, that could be good. Boy, under 15. That's true. I mean, you could
Under 15 is tough.
yeah,
Under
like
15
C5 Corvettes are about
Totally.
17.
Yeah.
And actually, a C5 Corvette's pretty sweet for a track car.
A C5 Corvette's a very fast track car. You want to get rid of the seats and get a good seat, and you probably want to do a brake upgrade. Stop techs I had, they were awesome. Maybe a coilover swap, and stop there.
Stop.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just
The power is going to be good.
Don't do too much.
And they're like 15, 17.
Yep.
Yeah?
I sold mine for 17.5.
Yeah,
And mine was fresh.
Yeah, and that's I'd maybe say those. I'm trying to think like a Z. Nah, I don't want that.
No.
Nah.
I'd take an E46 M3 over a Nissan Z.
Oh yeah, the Z just. I mean,
Although Zs have a good, if you do the right exhaust and the right coilovers, they're pretty good.
Yeah, and if you get the Nismo, you're at a pretty good starting point. You have enough power, but they're heavy.
I just don't love them. They feel heavier than they are.
Yeah.
They are heavy, but they feel even heavier.
They're just. It's a compromised car because it was designed really as a sedan.
Yeah.
that they cut it in half
Yeah.
to like make it, into a Z. It's an infinity product.
I like your 2014 Mustang with suspension mods idea.
Just a little bit. You don't need much, because
especially at this dude's size.
Oh, yeah.
6'2", 260?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you,
I'm not
Amar.
far off that weight. So
That's pretty much me.
yeah.
That's basically me.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. Although I'm 256 right now.
Nice. Yeah.
Losing weight.
Good.
Let's see. Thank you, Amar. Fellstone Nick says, "Have you tried Koval Millet? If I recall, it's the only 100% millet whiskey. Have you ever had that shit?" He's shaking his head. No.
Nah.
You've never had it? We'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I probably won't actually. Yeah.
And then I just went about my life.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I'm not into like some guy that he's like,
What is-
dude.
what
he's
is-
like, come get smoked bourbon. I'm like, I don't want smoked bourbon. I just want
What
bourbon.
is
bourbon.
what is millet whiskey?
Millet's just like it's like a what do you call it? It's
another
an
grain?
older grain.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like we have wheat, rye, corn, blah, blah, oats. So there's like a lot of like sorghum and other kinds of grains that are just ancient grains they call them, and they still grow just as well. They're just not in mass production.
Did we talk last time you were on the show about lost spirits?
Yeah. No, maybe not.
Did you go? Have you been?
I don't want to get like beaten up, but like, don't go. Don't give those people your money. It's horrible. It's just the most disgusting thing I've ever drank.
Yeah, when I thought the idea of it was
The
fun
idea
and
is
cheeky,
wonderful.
and then I went and they gave me the taste, and I go, "This tastes like gasoline."
Yeah, but not as good or consistent as gasoline or as sweet. To be honest with you,
Yeah, it was a brutal flavor.
and because their thing is they're like aging. You
they
don't
can
need.
fake age.
Yeah, you can't fake age, and even if you could fake age, they're doing it wrong. Like let's say that fake aging is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
And I was so agitated. Like you can ask my friends. Like I was about to start hitting these guys because they kept saying like this is the most complicated taste in the
shit.
entire world. We've done.
Apologize, people. I left the fucking super chat window up. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
They're just going on about how good it is, and like we're all drinking. Like, no, it's not good. It's not. It's actually, but they wouldn't let you talk. There's no room because you've been on like a brewery,
Yeah.
a winery tour, and
It's
they go
interactive a
They go
little bit.
try this. What do you think? Not these guys. It's like this is the best thing you'll ever drink. This is the
Yeah.
best. It's like $40. It's like.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, anyways,
Hey,
yeah.
Okay.
But
I thought that was what you would say.
That said, bring a flask, and it is kind of a neat Willy Wonka-y experience.
Yeah. But the liquor was not good.
Yeah.
Ryan says you can get a new 370Z or Fiesta ST for $30K Canadian. What is the better buy? The goal is to learn how to drive manual and have a fun car to play with.
Fiesta ST.
I would say Fiesta ST.
and it's got a usable back seat.
Totally.
Yeah.
More practical, more tossable,
Yeah.
more fun to drive.
Honestly, drives way better, and lap times the Z will probably just go faster because it makes 150.
but if he's
more
talking about
horsepower.
learning to drive manual, he's
my
not
God.
talking lap
it's
times.
it's such a sweet little 6-speed too.
Yeah, great.
and it's a 6-speed. It's not a 5-speed. WRX is a 5-speed still.
Is it really?
Yeah, Fiesta ST is a 6-speed.
Fuck me.
Yeah,
Sean, Jonny Lieberman ruins everything.
that's very true.
Stay safe wherever you're stationed, Sean. Mr. Dewey, 83. Johnny, do you like Basil Hayden's?
Basil Hayden's is fine. I'm not going to be buying it. It's an okay whiskey for not much more money or the same money. You can get a lot better stuff. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a decent commercial grade whiskey, right?
It's fine. It's just fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And also a vote for disabling
he-
comments on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nick says you're an ash hole, an
Which-
ash
who-
hotel.
Who is he talking about?
I'm proud of me.
Okay.
He's the one who said, this is from before when I said you could pay $5 to call me an asshole.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Johnny, Do you owe me an apology after the Civic overheated at Car of the Year? Last time you were on the show, I was talking about the Civic overheated on me, and you said it didn't overheat on you, but then it overheated on Randy. Right?
No, not Randy. Just kind of, we're out in the desert. It's kind of overheated.
I still love the car.
Maybe it did. Yeah.
It just overheated. Facts are facts.
Yeah, it did not overheat. Did it overheat a Best Driver's car? I don't know. It was so fucking good, man.
It's a great car.
Okay, a Best Driver's car, we closed down a section of Highway 198, and there's a couple places where you can.
Where's the 198?
It's a feeder road between the 5 and the 101, middle of the state, goes through Coalinga.
Was it nice?
It's bitchin'. Yeah. And what's cool about it is it goes over the San Andreas Fault, so it's like earthquake ravin. So it's like lots of bumps on a public road, and not like potholes, like actually like lumps, So it's pretty cool.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up a map.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep our exact section.
No, it's fine.
Actually, I can show the exact section.
It's a difference. She ain't there now. Oh, is it over here? This one?
Yeah. So it's off the 101.
So the 101 would be down here.
Okay, that's it. Bam, right
up here.
Right,
yeah.
This section specifically right there.
Here?
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
That looks lovely. Let's get
great.
Let's get a little street view action.
Tons of elevation. They have to repave it constantly because of the earthquakes.
Oh yeah, because it's right on the fault lines. Huh?
Yeah. And your little. This isn't quite where we run.
Not the best one.
This could, I don't know. I'm usually.
It's okay. I just wanted to get a peek.
So, anyways, but there's a couple spots on the road where I can like put my head down and see my speed, so I kind of just get an idea of how where to group cars, right? So like the GT2 RS is obviously going to be traveling at a much higher velocity than the Kia Stinger. We had a Kia Stinger this year, right? This is not the section we use.
It looks like a beautiful road, though.
It's a gorgeous road that goes on forever and ever and ever. Yeah, it's badass.
It's long.
It's long.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. This is what we use. This is the section
here
right off the 25.
This is the 25. That's how I know it, because the 25 is rad.
Yeah.
The 25 is my DL, one of my favorite roads.
Yes.
To go
through
up
Spreckles.
north.
Yeah.
Remember C7 Corvette launch 2014? We were fucking mobbing on this road.
Right. Well, anyways, so
I always turn left here.
That's how you get to the gas station.
You turn right here.
Oh, this part. Yeah. Do a Google view there.
Here we go.
Know it like the back of my hand.
Oh, this looks beautiful.
It's great.
This is what I'm talking about, except not behind this fucking flatbed.
Well, you have the cops shut it down. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So the on this one particular corner, the really fast cars, you're going about 99 miles an hour. And like the Kia Stingers, you're going 89 miles an hour, right? This little Civic's going like 97. Anyways, get to the guy's question. Do I owe you an apology? I don't know. I love that car.
I think it is what it is.
I probably owe you an apology. I was just like,
I think you called me a liar.
No, I didn't say that. I was just like, could you have had a bad car? Anyways, my whole point is, I was steamed because in my mind it was you remember how they were selling for a while at 15,000 over?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's worth about 50.
I don't know about that.
It's rare where I'm not outraged by a dealer markup. Like the Shelby R and that Civic Type R were the only two cars I'm like, yeah, they maybe undervalued it a little bit.
Yeah.
I
really liked the Civic Type R, and for the record, it didn't overheat to the point where I was stuck on the side of the road. It didn't blow the radiator cap. It pulled power, it pulled timing, and when it cooled down, it came back. I
will apologize, Matt. I'm sorry.
I did note that
I tried to gaslight you.
A bunch of people fucking were like, it overheated on Motor Trend. Anyway, thanks you, Ross. CJ says, what are the cars used for the flyby sounds? Oh, the intros of our one-take videos. They're bullshit digital sounds. They're not real cars. People ask me all the time. They're not real cars. I'm sorry. They might be real cars, but I got the sounds off the internet.
Right. I guarantee it's a dude's Mustang. I can almost get
no. It sounds like a 350 with Flowmasters on it or something.
Or a truck.
Yeah, it's just some fucking whatever. Lucas says, I was just hired as a writer at Motrolix. And the validation of my passion is very exciting. Thank you for the years of Ace Brand. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for watching. And
by the way, we're now not the new guys.
We're old. We're old as fuck.
Are we? I mean, I remember when way back, 2004.
Yeah, we're the establishment now.
I know. Right? I hated the establishment.
No, we're the establishment.
Remember? I was because no one knows this anymore. But I was like the third guy hired at Jalopnik.
Yeah,
you were doing Garage 419.
I was hired as a sub on Fastlane Daily because Derek was sick.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. I had
You
beef,
gotta write
I
a
had
book.
beef with Derek. I had
yeah,
a beef
well,
with Derek because he
there's-
wrote a letter in support of leniency for Amel at sentencing.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I read the letter, and it was the most disgusting, groveling letter
I'm
you've
gonna
ever
keep
seen.
all the specifics off the air because no one needs to hear them. But like, I'm really glad that that man is in prison.
I'm so I'm
Yeah.
so glad he's in
Well,
prison. He
he-
fucked everyone he ever spoke to.
yeah, yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Fuck that guy. Federal pound me in the ass prison.
But actually, federal they don't really do that. But
Voluntarily, they might.
volunteer found me in the
They might ask each other for that. I don't know.
But we are like old and like it's weird.
Yeah, we're the establishment
Remember
now.
what it was like then? Like you're just fighting for everything,
Yes.
everything. Like I'll leave another asshole. I'll leave his name out of it. But I remember being like, "Hey, on Jalopnik, we should be reviewing like really cool cars, like a Gallardo."
Yeah.
And the fucking guy, you know who it is. But anyways, he's
I'm not
like-
gonna say.
Yeah, he's like, you're not you don't even deserve an Aveo. Blah blah blah. Like who are you? You're shit. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And well, look at us now.
It is what it is. But now we're driving the heavy hitter shit.
Yeah. But then when do we become irrelevant and all the kids hate us?
now. I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, Doug just shat me out of YouTube. I mean, my YouTube game is done. I love Doug, I do, but my YouTube game is done. Whatever
right.
it is that he's doing,
Yeah.
I just can't do.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy now. I enjoy actually writing a piece far more than I enjoy making a video. And so the fact that Road and Track and The Drive both allow me to write, to me, is an evolution in my career. I think writing is a higher art form, at
Way
least
higher.
for me.
Oh no, it is. It's much
And
harder.
I like
It's much harder.
spending really more quality time with the car, and I like spending time gathering my thoughts and coming up with metaphors and shit like that.
Yep.
And I think it's more of a challenge and more rewarding.
Dude, seriously, I mean, kids out there, I got up at 4:30 a.m. because of my 18-month-old kid. But I got him to daycare by 7, and I literally, before I got here, I wrote about a McLaren 600 LT, which
Yeah.
I can't talk about, embargoes in 2 days. And I had, like, from about 7:30 till 12:30, I just wrote about a car and
Yeah.
time of my life, just sitting by
I
myself.
finished my SVJ piece this morning, and I really
I gotta
enjoyed
do
it.
that tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to start the Volkswagen piece tomorrow.
But it's funny because I'm not filming right now, so to justify my existence, I drive cars and write about
Yeah.
it. And God, writing is really fun when it's good. When you write shit, it sucks.
Yeah.
and it lasts for. I feel like video disappears, but like writing lasts forever.
It totally does. And I never watch my own videos
Never.
again,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
will reread my articles occasionally.
I actually read my SVPs from
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 years ago
Yeah.
just to see, because I was like, I called that car an axe murderer. So if that's an axe murderer, what is this?
What is that?
Yeah.
You know, it's like Psycho Killer. I don't know.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
So thank you, Lucas. Congratulations at your job,
and thanks for letting us do what we do. Is how
Yeah,
I always,
yeah.
That's what I always tell
Totally.
people. Like, keep watching, please.
fucking Ricky. Ricky
Whoa.
dropped us a Benjamin right
Whoa,
now.
okay.
Thank you,
Wow.
Ricky.
Nice.
Whiskey on me today. Absolutely. Whiskey on. Actually, this was free. Whiskey on you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I got to get in on this scam.
Yeah.
All right.
No, this is great.
Venmo me.
Mateo, question on the S4 in comments. Holy shit. I don't know how I'm going to find this, bro.
S4?
This is where you need an actual producer. Because
Audi S4?
someone has, when they have too many words and it doesn't fit. What's the guy's username? Mateo? Fuck, I don't know. Oh, wait, here. Oh, no. Oh, Mateo.
Hey, I saw one real quick, and if
Yeah.
I can answer it.
Yeah.
Just going on that guy's $100 bill.
Okay.
Someone said, how did the STI, the Sinister, do at Best Driver's Car? Did it keep up? Did it overheat? Zero problems. We literally filmed an hour-long video and then 2 different drag races with it, and it was fine. It was totally fine. And we were pushing that thing.
Mateo, I'm really sorry. I can't find your question.
Zach's not here. Where's Zach?
I don't have a producer
Zach's
today.
like goofing off.
Zach's working. Tim is on vacation. If you email me your question, I promise I will answer it.
But you give these guys vacation. That's your mistake.
No, it's their mistake because most of this shit's pretty easy and they've just vacationed themselves out of a job.
What up, Zach?
AP says, looking to replace a 2014 GS 350 F Sport. Really nice car, by the way.
Very cool car.
With a GSF.
Even nicer.
Yes. How much ride quality do I lose with the F I think virtually
almost none.
Almost none.
I mean, I guess if you were a daily GS 350 driver, you'd notice. But like the GSF is one of those cars, and it's again, no one's gonna. It's like a Fiesta ST. No one's gonna believe you that it's that good.
It's rad.
It's seriously fantastic. It's just
rad car.
Just a great car.
The GS 350 F Sport had the best fucking balance and the best handling. I was looking when I got one as a press car. I was like, can you get an Evora supercharger on this thing? So so the V8, in that car, just get it. I think it'd be fun.
It's funny. We did this is 7 years ago. We did a comparison test with a 550 and E-Class, whatever the comparable E-Class would have been, and not Alexa, an Infinity. And we gave the GS 350 F Sport the win. Yeah. And we had a couple old BMW heads still on staff. And they're like, how can it be better than a BMW? And it's like, drive it. Yeah, drive it.
The balance of the car was really, really, really good. And here's the F.
I like when Lexus gets it right, they're so good. But then no one believes you because their mom has an ES and it's just a Camry with a gold badge.
Actually, you driven the new ES?
I've driven the Avalon, and it's same.
The new ES is fucking sweet, dude. I had one for a week in F Sport, and it was rad. I really liked it.
It's great. The Avalon is terrific. Yeah,
I love the LC. The LC 500, I do love it. Yeah, I do love it.
I super like it. I don't love it. I just it's so ugly.
You think it's ugly?
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, to each their own. I think it's very pretty.
Oh no.
Seth says, "Tell my buddy Mike." Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
What are y'all's favorite driving experiences? What stands out in your mind?
This week, it was following the cop.
Following the cop. Yeah, that's a good one.
In the SVJ at 100 and whatever miles an hour on public roads, and having the cop literally like slapping cars. It was insane.
It's hard for me to pick one. It's hard for me to pick one favorite car.
Right.
One that comes to mind. We shut down the 74 outside of Palm Desert, the one that goes up and over the hill.
Yeah.
Really great road for the tuned tuner shootout. And BBI brought out their fucking nuclear missile GT2. That was it started as a 997 turbo, but it had the Jeff Zwart Pikes Peak engine in it with a sequential. And the cops heard me running up and down the hill. They were like, what the fuck is in that car? They were like, because it sounds like a shotgun when you shift. And so I gave the cops a ride, and I hit like a $140 with a cop in the passenger seat going, whoa!
That's the way to do it.
And that was one.
I'll give another one that wasn't this week. Another Lamborghini. We shut down a bridge in the Florida Keys. Ooh. And I went in a Aventador S, and I went like 177, which is rad.
That's good.
But then this cop was like a 5-year-old. He's like, you got it. And I shouldn't say this, but he literally like abandons his car, tells my producer to sit in the cop car, and I'm like, I don't want you to have a gun in the car in case we crash. I don't want a gun going off on top of it. So he leaves takes his belt off, and we're going. I'm like, I'm not. And by the way, on the bridges in the Florida Keys, which are horribly hurricane ravaged, above 170, like you're an idiot. I'm a moron. And the guy, I'm like, I'm only gonna go 165 and I have a cop going 165.
That's so
and he had abandoned his cruiser.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways. I love it. Those are both good experience. Thank you, Seth. Randumble says, what would the portfolio, and I think portfolio in this case is interchanged with resume, of an ideal candidate for an entry mid-level automotive media company look like? Does building fire trucks help? Probably not.
I've never hired anybody in my life. So I'm useless.
I have only hired a couple of people, and they were either like my best friend, or they sent me writing or video that was spectacular.
Right.
Like, you have to have the skills that we use. Like, is it video editing? Is it shooting? Is it writing? Those are the things. So I don't really care what you did before. If you have a background that supports your passion and your knowledge, that's great. But ultimately, if you send me writing and it's good, I'll be impressed, and I'll forward it to someone that matters.
Right.
And if it's not good, like most of the writing I get, I will not do anything with it.
So the only thing I would say is one of my very favorite, not only Woody Allen quotes, but life quotes, and that is 80% of success is showing up. Meaning, if you want to work with cars, work with cars.
Yeah.
That's the back to the Garage 419, old school truth about cars days.
Be in the place. Be physically in the place.
Oh, that's another one I tell people all the time. Yeah. I'm like, do you live in Detroit, LA, or New York? Because if you don't, you're handicapping yourself.
You're going to have a problem.
It's really hard. You can do it.
Do it.
You can do it.
But it's hard.
New York, L.A., Detroit.
Yeah.
Go to where the cars are.
And in that order, I would say L.A., Detroit, New York.
Well, I'm just saying. Or Stuttgart.
Or Germany.
Or
Or
London.
England. Or England.
London.
Yeah,
Yeah,
England.
yeah.
England will make it happen, too.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Nick, again, says, has Johnny driven an Exocet?
If I don't know what that is, am I super uncool?
You know what an Exocet is?
I don't
Yes,
think
you
so.
do.
I do?
Yeah, because fucking Randy works with them. They're the Exo cars. It's a,
that
it's a-
thing.
Yeah, based
Okay.
on a Miata.
Yeah. I like it. It's like a new 7.
Yeah,
I have not.
Or also could be considered a front-engined Atom.
Okay.
They're very fast.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're very raw.
I'm into cars with body panels.
Me
I'm
too.
Just gonna say that.
Me too.
They solved the issue of puddles back in 1912, and I don't see any reason to go back.
Yeah, I mean-
otherwise, like, just get a motorcycle, and I don't like motorcycles, so.
You know, I understand why somebody would be into one of those cars. For me, body work, windshields and body work.
Yeah, it's kind of a huge deal.
Yeah. Johnny, was the reunion with Camisa at Lemon's planned?
Well, not only was it planned, but I mean, I saw him last year at Lemons. Like, people think there's some like backstory we're hiding, where it's like X happened. Like, literally,
Look,
Jason.
no, Camisa just left because he wanted to do something else.
He was
right?
burned out. I saw him. He told me he's like, yeah, my plan was to sit on my couch for 12 months. He's
Not a
like,
bad plan.
it's been 15 months. and look, Jason he's independently wealthy. He bought a Ferrari the other day.
Did he?
Yeah.
What kind of Ferrari?
I don't know. He just told me it was a
Bought
Ferrari.
a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. I'm knowing him, it's very used, and it was the cheapest Ferrari on earth. But anyways, and
There was a Mon deal on Bring a Trailer last week. Maybe it was that.
it was probably, but there's no this happened. He walked into the boss's office and was like, I'm burned out. My manager called me and said, oh my God, Jason quit. What are we going to do? And I called our director, Anthony, and Jason was in the car with him. This is like 18 months ago now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what? He's like, I'm done. I'm just done. I go, really? He's like, I'm just done. I've been working nonstop for 10 years. I haven't had a vacation. I don't have a relationship. All I do is sit on airplanes, as you know.
Yeah, I would like a life.
And he's like, I'm just complete. And to be fair to him, too, his best friend had committed suicide a few months before that, and it was a whole
That
disaster.
makes life seem really short, doesn't it?
And he was like, I'm done. So he quit. And so everyone's like, well, why do you? I'm just like, I just said on 1,000 times or 10,000 times, he quit, meaning that's actually what happened. And anything else I say, you're gonna think I'm lying. But
No, I know, Jason. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Yo, you're not gonna believe this. I have to piss so
yeah,
fucking
okay.
bad.
Do you want me to? I can just talk.
Can
into
you
the
talk
mic?
about the next
Yeah,
question for
I can
2
do a couple
minutes?
questions.
I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
embarrassed. It's the first time it's ever happened in 4 years.
That's
I'm gonna
what
go
happens with whiskey. All right. First mods for my Fiesta ST under $1,000 from K Road. I'm torn between the Cobb Stage 1 kit, which gives you 20% more torque under between like 500 and 3,500 RPM. That one's really a good, and it's like $600. That's a great modification. Also, tires. I just got a set of Michelin Pilot Sport PS4s. On the car, and night and day. I went a little wider. I got new wheels. You can go a little narrower and keep the stock wheels. And stock wheels are nice. So I would say either of those two. What's y'all's go-to Scotch, bourbon, and rye? Thanks for all the quality content over the years. Well, I'm a bourbon/rye drinker. Scotch, you should know, most Scotch is made in used bourbon barrels, meaning after Americans are done making their bourbon, they sell the used containers to Scotland. Now, what happens to a barrel after it's used? A lot of the flavor's gone. So for the money, I think Scotch has a lot less flavor. It has the same alcohol, or whatever, can't have the same alcohol, but it just has less flavor. So it's more of a nuanced thing where I like big American flavors. So American bourbons and ryes for me. As far as go-to goes, I'm such a snob. It's horrific. Like it's kind of pathetic, actually, as Zach has pointed out on the show numerous times. I would say you're probably asking like, what's a good daily drinker? Like Blanton's, can't go wrong. Four Roses, you can go wrong with Four Roses, but try and get the stuff that's like 100 proof. And then the one I always recommend is Old Forester 1920 for $56. You are hard pressed to find a better bourbon. We're right here.
So much fucking better, dude. That was the last 10 minutes were really a struggle for me.
Nice, man. Yeah,
oh my God, I'm so sorry, audience.
Fellstone here.
Where are we at?
Fellstone.
Oh, Fellstone, Nick.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the new Vantage? You ever go yet?
Oh, I've had many goes.
I get it tomorrow.
It's sweet.
I'm very excited. I get it tomorrow for the week.
Yeah, it's sort of like It's just a British version of that AMG GT, but somehow like
that's good.
But somehow like cooler.
How much does it share with the GT?
Just the engine.
Gearbox?
Is it? It's probably the gearbox.
Yeah.
And then electronics, but it's so different.
Does the mouth look better in person? I've
Yeah.
only seen photos, and the mouth is a little weird.
Basically, Google up a Vulcan, stare at a Vulcan, and you're like, oh, it's a baby Vulcan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a baby. It's a color dependent car too.
Color dependent. I don't know what color I'm getting.
Yeah. So if you look at the front of a Vulcan,
That's too small. Hold on. Oh boy.
do that one.
Huh? That one?
Bam. Yeah. So if you look at that mouth, and then you look at, and it literally has the same headlights as the Vulcan.
Is this the entire headlight?
Yeah.
Really? That little thing?
That's a plus sign.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, and those are the daytime running lights.
Are they laser headlights? Is that the thing?
I don't know. No, it's the LEDs. But
Here's
anyways,
a good picture with fire.
yeah.
Oh, it's Chris Harris. Of
Oh,
course
well,
it is.
there you go.
Chris Harris.
Yeah, I bet Dean took that photo. Anyhow,
Sorry.
I dig the Vantage a lot. I drove it in Scotland.
Sorry.
And on these horrible little B roads, and it felt like the most, like, it felt 700 times too big for the roads.
Yeah.
In Scotland, and then we drove it in California, and it felt great. It's a really good sports car. Emphasis on sports car, not a supercar.
No.
It's a sports
I actually
car.
think the old Vantage is like a great value. It's
It
a
is
nice little car.
Oh, by the way, it's not the same transmission. It's not. It's a dual clutch on the AMG. It's an 8-speed. It's the
the
ZF.
ZF transaxle.
And if the car has a weak spot, it's the tuning, because it's literally the same transmission that's in a lot of, like, the Trackhawk to the S8. And we had the Aston guys with us for Best Driver's Car, and I'm like, this is a BMW M5 that has the same transmission as your car. Please drive this. And they're like, oh, wow.
Really?
That's tuned really well. I'm like,
Are you ever completely shocked at the lack of experience driving other makes and models that some of these guys have?
Not shocked. I understand why. I get why. They make a decision, right? They sit in a room, they're humans, and they go, okay, we got $1 million to buy competitive cars or whatever it is.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think we should get? And they're like, oh, we should get that. And they'll forget one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so with theirs is they're new to tuning the ZF 8-speed. They just haven't done it with that engine. So it's like, they will get better. The car will get refreshed. There will be an S version. Also very cool, that powertrain will go into the mid-engine Aston that's coming, which is going to be like a 488 Huracan competitor.
Yeah.
And so the Vantage S engine, so it'll be whatever it's going to be. It'll be that V8. Maybe it'll be the E63 version with the bigger turbos,
awesome.
600 horsepower, but it'll be badass.
I'm excited.
So-
I get it tomorrow. I will have a video soon.
I love
Don't
it.
you worry.
Send me a pic or put a pic on Instagram.
I will.
Better yet. Yeah.
Jack says, what happened between me and TJ Hunt? I launched his career with a one take, but never did a follow-up. Absolutely nothing.
I don't even know who that is.
It's a kid who makes YouTube videos.
Uh-huh.
I guess I'm like a first-gen YouTuber, and I think he's like a third-gen YouTuber. I mean, nothing happened. He had a BRZ. I fucking drove it with him in it, and he had this really, like, extroverted I didn't know that he was a YouTuber. I just thought it was a dude who brought a car.
Right.
And apparently it was like a thing. And now he makes... But I don't... I don't care. Nothing. There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
And then he wanted me to have another go in his car, and he has my email address. So rather than just emailing me, he was like, put it on Instagram that his fans should get at me which is the wrong way to do anything.
Yeah.
And then
I agree with you,
yeah.
but I know what you mean. There does, like, I'll be on trips with, like, some famous YouTuber.
Yeah.
And, like, I won't necessarily know who the guy is because, by the way, I don't even watch your videos, dude.
I don't watch your videos.
Yeah, I don't have time
because you're sitting here.
But I also don't have time.
We don't have time. And wouldn't you rather just talk to me about shit?
I wish we worked together more. Anyways,
I do too.
yeah.
No, I completely agree. But
Yeah.
but we just, if we want to talk about cars, we just talk about cars.
And again, I can't remember this guy's name, but I'm on some trip with him, and somebody said to him, hey, have you said hi to Jonny? And the guy was like, no, he's too cool to talk to me. And literally, I'm with, like, two of my friends who I get to see, like, once or twice a year. The guy never shook my hand. I was never introduced to him by the PR people. And then now everyone's like, oh, you're a dick.
You're not supposed to know who people
And I'm
are.
like, So there is this passive aggressive thing on the internet and the social medias that exists. Like,
so people
sucks.
created a bunch of drama that was nothing. I emailed TJ and I said, "What are you doing? Stop! What are you telling people to fucking stop it? If you want to get a hold of me, just get a hold of me."
Right, exactly.
And then nothing happened because I don't need to drive cars twice. So Wesley says, thoughts on the Black Label Navigator. You were just posted on Instagram that you're all about this. Did you drive it
out
here?
Front? Yeah.
Oh, cool. When we're done with the show, I want to go scope it.
So
I'm actually really interested in the Navigator because I had a Continental for a week and loved it.
Many years ago, you said to me, "What car should my dad get?" And at the time, I gave you a bunch of bullshit answers, and it was like your dad wanted to smoke cigars and be driven around.
Yeah.
This is it.
You know, he actually has an Escalade that he got fucking 40 grand off.
Well, tell him this
the next one.
As I said recently, not only puts the Escalade on notice, puts it on the trailer. It's so
I like
good.
The Navigator. I think it looks good.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks good.
Raptor motor. So it moves around with authority. Hennessy told me he's working on a tune for it.
Nice.
And so it'll be like whatever he does. Like I drove that
600, right?
At least 600.
You drove the 6x6? Yeah. Is it awesome?
It is. First of all, it's the best sounding V6 on planet Earth.
Is it really?
He has it coming out of a single side pipe. It's so ridiculous.
I heard one Raptor I don't know what exhaust it was on the street.
So
and it did
loud.
not sound good.
Okay,
I don't think it wasn't Hennessy.
Yeah, the Raptor sounds like whatever. It's fine. People freak out about this, but this is American luxury. It's like light blue leather.
Forgive me for not bringing this over.
The leather is the same color as the paint.
Really?
It's periwinkle, light blue. If I needed a 3-row vehicle,
Yeah, it's big.
because I thought the Expedition was badass. This is the first time I can remember Lincoln doing a car where it's not just a gussied up Ford. It feels that.
I thought
much
the Continental
better.
was pretty sweet. It had a little gussied up Ford to it, but it was sweet.
This barely has it. It has the same seats, but this is recently has been America's contribution to cars worldwide. Our gigantic 3-row real SUVs that have capability, have size, have luxury. It's just awesome.
I fuck with it. Jason Camp, let me get one. Is Camp still over there? He is,
Camp's
right?
still there.
Yeah, let me get one of those.
Yeah.
Someone spent $5 just to say your beard game was on point, and I agree.
I just got trimmed.
Thank you, M. Tung. Thank you, Ben. AP says again, Lapo Elkin had that happen to his Ferrari Luso's doors, and when he finally launched it open, it was in the path of an Ago, which I guess is another car.
It's a Toyota.
35 grand to replace it. I bet that was so funny. Elliot says, going to LA and renting an F-Type this January. Any good driving roads you recommend? I mean, the obvious. It's the obvious, right?
Yeah.
Mulholland and the offshoots and the Angeles Crest and the offshoots. That's what you go.
Yep. And then if you want to get out and about, maybe Highway 33.
33.
That's like pretty impressive.
33 is excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. If you have unlimited miles, go with the 33.
Yeah.
And 33 to what? Lockwood Valley? Is that the route?
Oh, that's an advanced road. Lockwood Valley Road.
Lockwood Valley has a jump in it. A big one.
A great jump. But Lockwood Valley also depends on the direction you're going. If you're going towards the 33, has about the most treacherous corner on a public road in existence. But basically, when you see 2 yellow signs, not one, when there are 2 yellow signs in a row, hit the brakes because what's coming up next will kill you.
I know what corner you're talking about, and you're totally right.
Fucking treacherous.
Logan says, what is your opinion? Oh, sorry, Elliot's second half. Most fun car to drive under $22,000.
Oh, I think we answered this, but yeah, the C5, E46. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff.
Fiesta ST.
Fiesta ST, certain WRXs, certain STIs. There's a lot of good stuff.
The problem with like most blah under blah is there's
So much
depending on
variance.
condition and all this. There's you can get a fucking Bentley for $22,000. It won't be good.
I could have fun with it.
Yeah, you could.
Fiesta ST, by the way, a $22,000 Fiesta ST would be like a
Brand new.
numbers matching.
Yeah, it'd be brand new.
Yeah,
Numbers
yeah.
matching. Numbers matching. Logan says, what is your opinion of the 96 to 06 Jag XK8?
Yeah.
And what would be a good alternative?
Well, a great alternative. First of all, brilliant car, Ian Callum designed. A great alternative, of course, would be the DB7, which is the sister car. Same thing with a V12.
Or a supercharged 6 if you go really old.
Oh, they did do that.
The
That's
first
right.
DB7s were
Yeah.
supercharged inline 6s. I think they were Jag motors with the supercharger.
They were.
Right?
The only difference is the Jag will cost you X. The Aston will be X times 12. You add 4 cylinders, but the price goes up 12 times.
I'll throw my hat in the ring for an alternative.
Yeah.
R129 Mercedes SL, like mine, SL 500 Sport.
Super sweet.
My car handles like garbage, but as a traffic highway car, it's quite lovely.
You know, Camisa actually had a manual 6-cylinder.
I know. He liked it,
And
though,
he
didn't
sold it. Yeah, and I drove it, and I hate when I agree with that guy. It was pretty sweet.
I drove a dude had a CLK 430, the first gen CLK, the round headlight one, and he swapped a manual in, changed the complete
Yeah, it's
character
probably
of the
really
car,
good.
and it was very nice.
Kids, if you're listening, swapping a manual, it actually helps most cars.
Yeah.
because you know, it's so funny. Like from I don't know, like from forever until very recently, like automatics actually sucked. Automatics are pretty good now for the most part.
Yeah.
But they all sucked, and especially when you get
Up until like 2007, they're all garbage.
Or 2016.
Yes,
but
15 maybe.
But like the first gen like single clutch cars are like horrific. Like those
Yeah.
old Ferraris are ruined forever.
Those F1s,
Yeah, the original, like the first year F1,
355 F1,
or
yuck.
even the 360s. They'll never be good because they had those transmissions. There's no way to make them good. It was
Yeah.
just, the technology didn't exist.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So so maybe an
Swap a
XK8
manual.
and put a manual in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Fuel Aaron says, thanks for the input on C63 versus 911. I picked up a Carrera 4S cab yesterday and love it. Went 402 because Canada and live at the top of a mountain. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, if you love it, that's what we care about.
Yeah.
Honestly, we don't need you to buy what we want. We want you to end up with something you're happy with.
I would just say should have got a Forest Target, but that's just me. That's just me.
What happened? Where did we go?
they're at
Wow.
420.
Oh, geez, we had a lot of questions. Wait,
Yeah.
where are we?
It was 420.
I got lost. Okay, cool.
Bam.
Thank you, Landon.
Okay.
Rafe says, the one time I catch the live show and can't think of any question, here's some fucking money anyways.
Wow, I
That's
gotta
a
get in
fan
on
right
this
there.
scam,
Yep.
Matt. This is brilliant.
Yeah, Nicholas says, on road trips, my wife and I change car manufacturer's name to Anal, followed by Model. Who has the best lineup?
Oh, so they mean like
like
anal
so-
Forester? And
Yeah, okay. Oh, man.
Anal javelin.
Anal out back.
anal javelin,
Oh, man. This is a...
anal demon,
Anal
dart.
demon.
Oh, dodged. Anal red eye.
Yeah, Dodge has got
Anal
it.
Hellcat,
Or wait,
yeah.
how about Jeep? Anal Cherokee, Anal Wrangler, Anal Renegade.
No. Anal Renegade.
Anal Renegade. Hey.
Yeah. Boy. Let's see. Anal Cayenne. No Porsche.
I think we're gonna have to get back to Nicholas on that one.
Dodge was pretty
Dodge,
good
I
off the top of my
think, is
head.
up there, yeah. Beef Supreme says, my wife killed the 054 GT deal, but she likes 911s. What 991.2 pick would you pick? A Turbo S or a GT3 Touring?
I have so many opinions on this.
I think GT3 Touring.
I think GT3. You need the wing. I think it's lame without the wing. I
think
think
it's lame?
I think it's like like who is like, dude, I was gonna buy a GT3, but it has a wing.
I understand that perspective.
Yeah.
If I was to buy one, I'd probably buy a stick with a wing.
Yeah, stick with
That's
the wing.
mine.
Of course.
But the investment crowd says touring.
Really?
They do. All the Porsche nerds that I hang out with in Malibu on the weekend,
Yeah.
they all say touring.
All right, so if they're all saying it, that means they're wrong because groups are always wrong. So I'm telling you, the best car in the world is a 911 GT3 manual.
I agree.
Right now,
I agree.
That's actually the best car in the world.
I actually think it is. I think there's no reason you'd ever need more car than that for anything.
So, because everyone's like, oh my God, because, again, back to best driver's car, we named the Perf Monty best driver's car. And everyone's like, how come the GT2 RS didn't win? And I'm like, because we didn't bring the GT3. We had a big discussion. It came down to we're only going to bring one Porsche. Everyone wanted to drive the GT2 RS. But I'm like, I'm telling you guys, there's just that is.
It's the car.
And Jethro and I talk about this all the time, and maybe you have this too, but when I got into cars, I wanted to be the one journalist who wasn't up Porsche's butt. And with the GT3, I'm so up their butt
Yeah,
because
it's lovely.
There's nothing. It's just perfect.
9,000 RPM 4-liter, son. It's the best. Quinn, thank you for your donation. Justin, who is a more than a fucking regular fan of Motor Trend On Demand, I have a chance at a great deal on a Range Rover SVR.
Range Rover Sport SVR.
Yeah, I have an HSE full size that I use to off-road and car camp in. Am I nuts to pass up on this SVR?
Well,
If you already have an HSE,
SVR is super cool. If it's a brand new one, I just drove it. It's a super sweet car. I guess if the HSE is off road and camping, it's going to be pretty torn up.
Yeah.
and you would never take the SVR off. You could, but you never
could,
would.
but you wouldn't.
Just it's too glossy.
Yeah,
you know?
I would only have an SVR if it was on road only.
And I don't know what a great deal means, but like, yeah, dude, if you can afford it and you can store it and it's not going to be an issue, absolutely, it's a lovely car.
They're rad.
I would figure out a way to tune it a little bit because even though it's quote unquote 567 horsepower, it could use an extra 100 to really keep up with the Trackhawks and the Stelvios of the world.
Everything could use an extra.
Well, the car is aluminium, which is a British metal, not aluminum. Aluminium is incredibly heavy, and the car actually weighs more than a Trackhawk, and it's down about 150 horsepower. So, yeah,
it's a nice car though. I
love it.
It sounds really good.
The new one, the originals are horrible.
What do you mean?
The
one from like 3 years ago?
Yeah, the handling.
Oh, have they updated?
Oh yeah, they just updated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they added 17 horsepower, but more importantly, they tamed the rear end so it's not like oversteering. Like,
I didn't realize
Starbucks.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to get another one. Hook it up.
Yeah, hooked us up.
I will have to get another one. I didn't realize there was a refresh. I would love to try it again.
It's sweet. It's much better. It's much improved.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay, great. You know what I actually really liked? I liked the Velar. Took it off roading. I got the one with small wheels, and I went off roading with it. And it was great.
And I bet you, I didn't watch the video or whatever. But I bet everyone told you that their Buick Regal could do that. And
dude, I went up the fucking Pioneer Trail at what do you call it, Rauher Flats. That trail's gnarly. It's not an easy trail.
But I bet you everyone thought it was BS because it's not a Jeep.
It was good.
It's so good. Yeah.
Thanks, Justin. Love you, buddy. Jordan says, I know you can't say anything about Drive related, but I can't find anything about when Season 5 will be released. I'm not on Drive Season 5. It's not that I can't say anything. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not on the show.
Does Zach know?
He's not here.
No, but I mean, can he text or hit Zach up on Instagram?
If I had to guess, in the past, it airs in September.
Okay.
But we're already in September and it hasn't aired. So I genuinely don't know.
I watched the first season a little bit because I love Matt and I love Spinelli. And I'm like, my buddies are on TV, and then I TiVo'd it, never watched it because I don't have time to watch.
I don't expect you to. It looks like it's going to be a very good season this year.
Sure.
But I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry you made a donation for a question I don't have an answer to. But I'm sorry. Probably in the fall sometime. Trevor, thanks for making me laugh with the piss break. See? Thank you, sir. Derek says, do the Mountoon Stage 2 with sway bars on the Fiesta. Don't need them. I would say. Yeah. Mountoon Stage 2, I can understand. But power, blah, blah, blah.
I think I want to actually just do the turbo. I think instead of doing more stagey stuff, I think you can do the turbo.
Just get a bigger turbo and don't have to run
the Mountain
hard.
Turbo. I was looking way too closely at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Clemens Cruiser says, I'm getting ready to trade in my first free car, a 98 Subaru Forester.
Can't beat a free car.
Fiesta
Best handling
ST.
car in the world is a free car.
Yes, it is. I haven't driven one yet, but I know it's one. Any words of encouragement? Yeah, we talked about Fiesta ST earlier in the show. It's great.
I love it. And again, I landed on Friday from driving the Lamborghini SVJ. On Saturday, I took out my Fiesta ST and loved it.
Yeah, you can get out of a supercar and into a Fiesta ST and have a great time.
And I was, yeah.
You don't feel like you're missing out.
No.
Yeah.
And I drove it back to back with a 911T, and the 911T was awesome, but it didn't feel like $80,000 more awesome than my Fiesta.
Completely agree. Aaron says, thanks for the advice. I picked up a C7 Z51 with 40,000 miles for 38 grand.
Bam.
There you go, brother.
Nice. Yeah.
That's well spent. I like that. Best value per dollar right now, period. His words, not mine.
Yeah. Hey, you know
see
what?
you at Grid Life next year.
If you could, I would just say maybe get the tires off the Grand Sport, the wheels and tires, and you're cooking.
Yep.
I mean, it's super good.
Yeah, C7 Z51 is a good car.
Yeah, that was sadly, I think with C7s, they can totally handle 450, 60 horsepower. Any more than that, you're just getting into issues.
I wouldn't go big power on one of those.
Nope.
I would just drive it.
Enjoy the handling.
Just drive it.
Yeah.
Sean says, looking for a 3-row SUV for the wife. Should I get a CX-9, an Atlas, a used XC90, Durango, Ascent? What do you think?
Okay, I've driven all these. So CX-9 is very good, although I like the previous one better. I just think the turbo, I don't know, it's like somehow kind of like the problem with your original 2015 aluminum F-150s. The turbo just wasn't right for the car, missing the V6. Atlas, no, it's a pass. XC90 is awesome. You will be hard pressed to find a better 3-row.
Yeah,
I love the Durango because it's a truck.
You driven the Durango RT?
Yes.
There's an RT and an SRT, and they're kind of rad.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
No one talks about them, but they're kind of rad.
They're super rad. And then the Ascent is ferociously quick.
Really?
That's the Subaru. It's like 275. It's ferociously quick for a minivan. I was shocked, but
Really?
but and I told Subaru this, steering is garbage. Not that minivans are known for their steering, but I was just like, it was so disappointing because like it's so much go because it's all-wheel drive and it's 275 horsepower and a lot of torque. But so those are all good. I would say if you could swing it, Ford Expedition. I know it's a whole other price.
It's also bigger than all
it's
these.
gigantic,
Yeah, it's big.
but it's rad.
All right.
Yeah.
I actually would throw my hat in the Durango ring because I liked it a lot.
I love the Durango.
Yeah,
There's nothing, remember, the Durango is a Mercedes GLS.
Yeah.
It's the same structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can get the big motor and rear wheel drive and fucking drift it.
Yeah.
Douglas says, is there beef with Carlos? No. And will I take over Jethro's spot? No.
I'd like to add Matt, but I'm really happy working with Jethro. I think Jethro, and Matt
every once
would
in a
be
while,
fun.
Jonny calls and asks if I would like to do something with them, and it fizzles. It doesn't go anywhere, but I still appreciate that he asks.
I'm trying.
I know.
Trying.
I know you are.
I'm trying.
Joseph says, best used manual truck or SUV for under 20 grand?
Oh my God, that's too broad of a topic.
I mean,
yeah. Find it if you like Jeeps. Get a Jeep for under 20 grand.
A Wrangler, I guess.
Yeah, Wrangler. If you like F-150, actually, yeah. I don't know. That's hard.
Not a lot of manuals trucks. I mean, there's like
basic
manual
work truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wrangler.
Yeah, I guess a
I
Wrangler.
think the answer is Wrangler.
Yes.
Matt says, I'm killing the super chat questions after these. We're going to kill these. Matt TV says, what are the best First mods for a 2011 335i X Drive?
I mean, the easy mod is tires.
Tires and an ECU tune.
I was going to say, and then
start.
torque. You can add so much torque to those things.
Yeah.
This guy Daniel had one that was like, I don't even know what it was making. It was insane how much torque it made.
They're fast cars, and you don't need a lot. It's like, I think you can do the tune, the intercooler, and the exhaust, and you're like 100 horsepower in torque.
And don't forget tires.
And 100% second the tires.
Everybody forgets tires.
Let's see. Jonny and Matt, check your Instagram DMs for the answer to Camisa's Ferrari. Okay, thank you, Beef.
I think Jason told me he bought like a whatever that not a Dino 246, but the other
308
Dino.
GT4 Dino.
I think that was,
those are typically the cheapest Ferraris around.
Yeah.
Although apparently they drive really good when they're sorted.
I'm sure it's good.
Rohit says, thinking about buying a Fiesta ST. I could get a new one for 18 with standard seats, or a 2016 with 20,000 miles for Recaro seats for $14,000 less. I'd buy the new one.
Yeah,
and you can get seats later if you really care.
I would say this: if you are an odd sized person, like very thin or very fat, the Recaros may not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just always tell people to buy new. I know it's like, oh, it's $4,000, but it's like, once the repair bills start coming in, it's a lot more than $4,000.
And for
you
$4 grand difference to have a brand new car,
that no one's done anything stupid to. Nobody tuned it and put it back. Nobody jumped it.
Yeah.
I
would say that.
Yeah.
Wow. Fucking Jonny Lieberman.
Did we do it?
We did it. We just finished the show. Thank you for this amazing straight rye Whistlepig barrel proof.
And like I said, K&L
wine.
Because the owner drives an SS1LE, which, as we were telling our new buddy Sultan.
Where, are they in LA?
Yeah, they're right by the ArcLight in Hollywood.
Oh, great.
Yeah. As we're telling our new buddy Sultan from Saudi Arabia, not only are we the two most popular Jews in Saudi Arabia, but the SS1LE, most underrated car on the market.
Wait. Sultan from Saudi Arabia.
Remember the dude we had a cigar with?
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked that guy.
I hung out with him all night. We didn't go to bed.
Was he great? What was
he
his deal?
Great. He's somehow royal.
Is he? Yeah. Everyone's fucking
He
royal,
knew our buddy
Faisal. Yeah.
But he was great. We had one of the craziest conversations. It was like me, him, and a Lebanese Catholic guy.
Oh, I bet it was great.
Solving the world's problems, drunk at like 2 a.m.
Gin and
off
tonics.
the 90th gin and tonic about
it's
we had it
great.
all figured out.
That's great.
It
Yeah,
was really
Sultan.
cool.
Yeah, that dude was cool as fuck.
Sultan's
Shout out to
very
Sultan.
cool. Yeah, very
for
cool
sure.
guy.
All right, hey, live folks. Thanks for playing along today. We had a really fun show. I always enjoy hanging out with Jonny.
Yeah, it was fun.
Motor Trend on demand.
Just Motor Trend. Everything's Motor Trend now.
Everything's Motor Trend
They're
now.
rebranding the whole universe Motor Trend.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah, we're taking over Europe. It's gonna be awesome.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Always.
It's always good to see you.
And I'm sorry I flaked on the last one. I literally had a
you
meeting
didn't.
at 3. Yeah, remember?
Oh, it was
You were
fine.
like, tomorrow? And I'm like, dude, I just
it's
got a
fine.
meeting
Don't worry
at
about
3
it.
p.m.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We didn't run out of shows. We're good.
I know, just saying.
The Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Oh, leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps us in the rankings of the last week. The Smoking Tire podcast had 7 of the 10 most downloaded automotive episodes in the
Dude,
podcast.
you're killing it.
We murder.
Very
We're
good.
doing really well, and thank you to all you guys for listening. We're powered by Shout Engine. Get your own podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. You just need a computer, connection to the internet, and ideally something to say. Thank you, folks. We will see you next time. Goodbye.